light, so cold, sleep is nice, so tired, my eyes fight, they just wanna close back up tight. Get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn. This life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong. Feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts. Red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top. Never lost, got my plot, know my story, I know my boss. I will fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
What is up, everybody? Nick Fiore of the FioriousNation, one half of the Forbidden Podcast, the other half, the second half of Forbidden Podcast, Adam Carl. It is Friday, April the 10th of 2026. Yesterday, here for the show yesterday, supposed to be yesterday, but unfortunately my partner wasn't around, but he's here today. Little delay as well, but I apologize, guys, a day late when this was supposed to be a day ago. So it was just this. So just for this week, episode 20 for today, Friday, recording this on Friday, April the 10th of 2026. It is Friday morning, late morning on Friday morning of April 10th of 2026. Adam Carl, how are we doing today, man?
Fantastic. Doing really good. And it was supposed to have been yesterday, but it's better late than never.
This is true. So I apologize, guys, on that. Unfortunately, Adam Carl wasn't around or available yesterday, so had to postpone this till today. So for this week, for episode 20, just this week, episode 21 will be next Thursday, not next Friday. It will be in 6 days on Thursday, the 16th. That will be the Thursday before WrestleMania. I'm thinking for that episode, it's already it's scheduled for next week, the WrestleMania 42 preview and predictions for night 1 and night 2. That's next Thursday. Look out for that one. That should be a really good one. I might have more than 2 people, including Adam Carl and myself, on that show. I'm not sure yet. Reached out to some people, but we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you guys posted as far as that's concerned. But we got today, episode 20. We got a lot to talk about here. The Pat McAfee situation. I got a lot to say on the Pat McAfee whole thing and what could be going into Backlash, which I read just this morning. We'll talk about that. I'm not a fan of it at all. This is why Ari Emanuel needs to stay the fuck away from creative. Yeah, this is the guy Vince McMahon sold the company to. And by the way, it was never about selling the company, by the way. But we're going to talk about that because I got a lot to get off my chest on that. And I'm sure this guy right here. Oh, we got a couple minutes in. Anthony Pagani, my best friend. What's up, Anthony? Make sure you hit the like on the video, man. He's been on my channel before. You're in the Word Show a couple years ago. He's a good man of mine. So, Anthony, man, make sure you hit that like on the video. It'll be greatly appreciated as well, brother. But Pat McAfee, back to that. We got a lot to talk on that. Other news as well. We got Revolution tomorrow, which is actually the day of my mom's wedding tomorrow, by the way. I will not be able to watch Revolution, but and I'm probably not going to watch it. Anyway. What happened? Dynasty, thank you. Dynasty, thank you. Well, we have Dynasty, AEW Dynasty in Toronto on this tomorrow and Saturday. I will not be watching, by the way, because I got my mother's wedding tomorrow and I'm best man, so excited for that right there. And I'm sure there'll be a lot, and that will be a lot more better than watching Dynasty, just looking at this Dynasty card. We got 9 matches on the main show, 1 on the pre-show. I'm sure they're going to announce a lot more. I'm sure.
It's an AEW pay-per-view. They had so many matches.
Yeah. And stuff like that. Oh, Mets 2188. What's up, Mets fan? I've heard of you. I've watched your work. I've watched your videos here at Hardcore Spurts. Might I say, pretty darn good stuff. I've been watching videos of you. Pretty talented there. He says Dynasty is on Sunday, not Saturday. It's TNA Rebellion on Saturday, and Dynasty is in Vancouver. Thank you, Mets fan. Thank you. I appreciate the more understanding, but there's a little, I guess, misunderstood. But anyways, I mean, well, you have AEW pay-per-views on some Saturday, some Sunday, but that's fine. But thank you, fan, by the way. TNA Rebellion Saturday as well.
We got some stuff between AEW and TNA. Apparently, matches that was supposed to involve their talent was
Nick
supposed to happen,
Nemeth
but
and MJF, man. We might as well start on that actually really quick. I know it's not in the description here, but we might as well talk about it. Carlos Silva, man. What do you say, Adam Carl? LOL TNA?
Yep. Yeah, another better week for LOL TNA.
Imagine being Carlos Silva and you're pulling Nick Nemeth out of a match with MJF that people wanted to see because you're partnered with WWE. Oh, but he's not being clocked out. And, you know, you're giving Carlos Silva too much hate and slack, man. Cut him some slack. People want
Cut him some slack.
Versus MJF. Why pull him out? Just because you're partnered with WWE in a partnership been going on for a couple years, and you're being bitched out by WWE, having WWE wrestlers and NXT hold your titles, and you want to pull Nick Nemeth out of a match with MJF. Oh, nobody wants to see that. That's a sausage fest match. Oh, yeah, everyone's talking about it. Don't you dare tell me that people don't want to see that. And you pull it for what?
Pettiness.
What?
Oh, there was another match. There was another match involving MJF against the TNA talent that was supposed to happen last month. It was a match with Bear Bronson.
Yep, that got pulled too.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen at a GCW show last month. And that didn't happen.
And then we were going to get what? Ricochet versus Leon Slater?
Yeah, it was supposed to happen, I think, at WrestleCon.
Yes.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen at WrestleCon. It was already announced. And then Ricochet got pulled.
Mm-hmm.
I think both. We'll have a match on the show, but not against each other.
May I say the word petty? Petty is WWE AEW. This is fucking childish, bro. Absolutely childish.
I mean, I get it. I get why Carlos Silva would do this. I mean, you want to protect your best interests at the end of the day. You don't want to piss off your partners, but who is going to be losing sleep over a match between MJF and Bear Bronson? Like, who the hell is a Bear Bronson?
Yeah, but a Nick Nemeth
like he was what?
MJF.
Like he was a company. He was a part of a comedy team in AEW. His partner turned out to be a piece of shit. He cost them both AEW jobs. Basically, it's the reason why they both got fired. Then Bear Bronson has to rebuild himself on the independent scene and TNA. He has a match with MJF, which was basically going to get all eyes on him. This is the biggest match of his career. Like, even if he lost, people would have been talking about him. And then you screw him out of a big match that could have actually elevated him at his stock.
Yeah, not just MJF, but Nick Nemeth. Oh, but Nick Nemeth would have lost. Carlos Silva doesn't want his people losing. Just like WWE or any company doesn't want their people to lose. Who cares? Who cares?
Who gives a shit? Gives a shit. Nick Nemeth basically, he has no issues losing to anyone. Or let's look at Leon Slater versus Ricochet.
I mean, look at Dolph Ziggler, all his years in WWE. He's put how many times? I've lost count how many people he's put over. So why is this an issue?
Yeah, or Ricochet versus Leon Slater. I mean, first of all, I don't know who demanded for this match.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, the demand. Who demanded for this?
The not so demand.
Yeah. But we got Leon Slater, who is actually in demand. One of the most in-demand wrestlers in the industry today. He has faced AJ Styles. He's faced Javon Evans and Carmelo Hayes. You know, he challenged for the U.S. title on that episode of SmackDown in London. And here he is facing Ricochet, who is another guy who has been on national television in one of the big two companies in the world. What doesn't a match like that, a match against Ricochet, actually help elevate Leon Slater's stock?
Yeah. So what are we doing here?
Imagine he would have actually won too. Like, how is this an issue? How did Carlos Silva find an issue with Leon Slater facing a Ricochet? Ricochet loses to everyone on AEW television. Okay, he's lost to Jack Perry. He's lost to the Young Bucks. He's gonna lose to Chris Jericho.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And Jericho bringing back the list. I like the list.
Like,
he loses but it's like still.
Like, he loses to everybody on AEW television. What difference would it have made if he lost to Leon Slater?
Yeah.
And the match would have actually been good. And they have similar styles in the ring. They would have gelled really well. And this actually would have helped elevate Leon Slater.
Yeah, if anything, more so Leon Slater, a lot more so Leon Slater than Ricochet, but you pull that. Why? Because like WWE and AEW, they're petty and they don't like each other. Oh, but what do you want them to do? Work each other? I would not mind that. But there's a hatred there between WWE and AEW. It's a clear-cut hatred. I tell you, it's
like why not build a story around it in a match?
It's very petty and childish on both companies' behalf. It's pathetic. And Carlos Silva, man, he must love being cucked out by TKO and Endeavor, huh?
Literally.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Carlos Silva don't know what the fuck he's doing. He don't know how to run a wrestling company. He's pretty much a guy that, you know how you work at a position at a job and you have no experience at it and you're just working on the fly, just learning the ropes, how to do it. That's Carlos Silva, pretty much, running TNA. He's just learning on the job. He's learning on the job. And he must love being a cuck, huh? Being cucked out by WWE, TKO, and Endeavor. Terrible. I don't get it. LOL TNA. LOL TNA.
Yeah, it's another Friday.
Yeah. I mean, this must be like April Fool's, this thing, huh?
Yeah, April Fool's was last week.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Chris Jericho returned to not WWE. He's not returning to WWE anytime soon. He is back in AEW. He apparently signed a new multi-year deal with Tony Khan in AEW. He is back. He's not going back to WWE, which I think which honestly I wish he would have. He's done everything there is to do in AEW, and I don't know how keeping him around in AEW is going to do anything for AEW, honestly. But he is back. He does look like in the best shape of his life at 55 years old. I will give him that. And he is back on AEW and television, and he has signed a new multi-year deal, and he's going to get Ricochet at Dynasty this Sunday. Thoughts on this new report? This report on Jericho signing a multi-year deal with AEW, probably like a 2 or 3 year deal with an extension, or probably like a 2-year deal with an extension year option.
It's probably a 2-year deal. It's probably a 2-year deal. I hope with this extension, I hope he's a part-timer. That's what I have to say. Like, if you're gonna keep Jericho around, if he actually wanted to stay around, I hope that they limit his appearance. You don't have him on the shows every week.
True.
And actually have him work with people that might actually get elevated working with him.
Yeah. We'll see, but Jericho,
I'm kind of surprised.
He looks best in the shape of his life.
I'm kind of surprised that he resigned, but at the same time, he's been a big part of AEW for so long. It kind of made sense.
He was their first world champion. He pretty much got AEW off the ground to where it should be. Without him, there really is no AEW. And someone could argue that point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can understand why Tony would want to keep him. I just hope that you utilize him to his best. Like, we don't want to see learning tree. Like, that shit was terrible.
Now we're seeing the list. Like, do you feel like this is like a rehash or rip off of, because WWE did this with Chris Jericho and you just made the list a decade ago. Now he has it in AEW. I don't know if it's them ripping them off, or maybe Jericho has it trademarked. I'm not sure, but the list
Probably
is
has
back.
a trademark.
Yeah, but the list is back in this time in AEW, where Chris Jericho says, "You just made the list." That was entertaining in 2016 between him and Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. I will admit that, but during a awful 2016 Monday Night Raw time, remember how bad it was? And only good part of Raw late 2016 was you just made the list. When Kevin Owens was Universal Champion and Jericho and it was the list of Jericho. And then it ultimately led to the list of KO with the Festival of Friendship, where Kevin Owens turned on Chris Jericho on Raw in February 2017, remember? But then that was before Goldberg and Kevin Owens at Fastlane. For the Universal title, my God, I hate to remind you of that, bro, where Goldberg just squashed Kevin Owens for the Universal title with a distraction by Jericho in 21 seconds. Remember, 21 seconds. Kevin Owens was fed to Goldberg.
21 seconds and 2 moves.
Spear and a jackhammer. And still to this day, Jericho and Owens for the Universal title should have been the Universal title match at WrestleMania 33 in 2017 in Orlando. But no, Vince wanted Lesnar and Goldberg for the Universal title at WrestleMania in 2017. And you wonder why Jericho left the company at the time.
Yeah.
And they had him for the U.S. title, and it was, second match on the whole pay-per-view?
Yeah, second match. It was the second match of WrestleMania.
No wonder Chris Jericho left WWE in 2017/2018. No wonder. You see why he left. Awful.
I mean, you can't teach. I mean, he's 56. I mean, he doesn't need to reinvent himself nowadays, especially if he's nearing the end of his career. Did it have to be the list, though? I would actually prefer it if it was actually the Y2J character from 08.
Or maybe something.
I would have actually preferred something like that instead of the list. Yeah.
The 08 Jericho was one of the best Jerichos. In fact, the 08 heel Jericho is my favorite Chris Jericho. He had such great heel work at the time with his feud with HBK and matches with Rey Mysterio in 2009 over the Intercontinental title, matches with Ricky Steamboat in 2009. And he wrestled John Cena in the end of 2008 for the world title, I believe.
He was a world champion. He formed Jericho.
Yep, with the Big Show in 2009 when they were tag team champions. Wrestled Crime Time, DX, other teams as well in late 2009. Jericho was.
I would have preferred if he actually went back to that character instead of the list.
And he would bring up, calling the fans liars, hypocrites, tapeworms, parasites. He called the fans that and insult the fans, calling them liars and tapeworms.
Yeah.
That was the best Jericho. That was honestly the best Jericho. And he had the underwear trunks. He was a great heel at the time in the late 2000s. So I do miss that Jericho dearly, but we got the list Jericho back, but in AEW. I hope Tony Khan uses him properly this time because he was off TV for over a year. Towards the end of his previous AEW run, he was overstaying his welcome, and that a lot has to fall on Tony Khan for not stepping in and being a leader. And I just hope Jericho's better off now than he was beforehand in AEW, but I don't have a lot of hope. And facing
just make him a part-timer.
Facing
That's what he needs to be. He needs to be a part-timer.
Ricochet, who's hated for the wrong reasons, I don't think is the right way to really start about it, in my honest opinion. I don't think that's
It's probably just to give Jericho a win. That's honestly what it is. It's honestly just to give him a win back. Plus, it's against Ricochet. Like, what does it do?
Do you think Tony Khan makes a feud between Ricochet and Jericho coming out of Dynasty?
Please, no. Please, no. Like, who wants to see Ricochet cut promos every week against Jericho?
Or he has his Gates of Agony cut his promos for him.
Oh yes, because that's exactly what will get me excited about Dynamite. Toa Leota cutting a promo.
Or Toa Leota on Dynamite wrestling Jericho.
Exciting.
God help us all if that happens.
Yeah. I did not demand for this.
God awful. Speaking of Dynamite, bro. Dynamite on Wednesday 2 nights ago. The go-home show for Dynasty.
You would never know it.
I felt that Dynamite. Go ahead.
You would never know there was a pay-per-view coming up with the way this show went.
What the hell was that show Wednesday? And it was 10 o'clock, and the show's still going, and you have a Kenny Omega promo. When's the show going? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, when is the show going to stop? You have Kenny Omega in the ring cutting a promo, and I was even looking forward to that, and somehow they found a way to fuck that up.
Yeah, they made it boring.
My goodness. Thoughts on the whole Dynamite after that? Because I thought, honestly, the whole the show was so fucking boring. Boring.
So boring. Like this is the go home show to a pay-per-view. This was the go home show to a pay-per-view, and they managed to do nothing to build towards it.
You wouldn't like you said, you wouldn't realize there's a pay-per-view Sunday. I mean, are you excited for Dynasty?
No.
I mean, the pay-per-view, I will admit, should be good because Tony Khan knows how to do a pay-per-view. And if you ask me, comparing WWE and AEW, when it comes to pay-per-views, is better, in my humble opinion. So the pay-per-view, no doubt, should be good Sunday, but the build is just not good.
Yeah, but the build is just non-existent. That's the issue with it. Like they don't get you excited to these pay-per-views with the way they build it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And what did they open Dynamite with? What they opened Dynamite with a Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley brawl in the parking lot, not the NXT parking lot.
The most dangerous place.
Now, if this was the NXT parking lot, Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley would be laying out. Yeah, they'll be beating the shit. They were brawling in the parking lot. The Death Riders come in. You know, Claudio, Pac, Garcia, Shafir, and Useless. They all beat the hell out of Ospreay. And then there's a car coming in. There's a car that comes in, and we see the new United Empire. That was Will Ospreay's faction in New Japan. And his wife, Alex Windsor, they came in, and they all brawled with the Death Riders. And a match was made. It was the United Empire versus the Death Riders in a Chaos in Canada match.
Abhishek Roy official. Sorry to cut you off there, Adam Carl. Abhishek Roy official. You guys are
streaming
with zero watching.
Well, there are people commenting here on our live chat. I don't know how there's zero watchers. Yeah, we'll get the views up. Don't worry. We'll get the views up.
Yeah, just gonna ignore that. But anyways, you were saying with the AEW stuff, the United Empire and the Death Riders, they did actually fight and called Chaos in Canada, by the way.
I don't know what the hell is a Chaos in Canada match. Like, is this a tornado match with no disqualifications?
Yeah. The whole Dynamite show, though, was terrible. It was boring.
Yeah, the United Empire won. They won, and Moxley was pinned.
I had that on. I had the match on, right, towards the end of the show. I did not even pay attention to it. That's how much I cared for it.
Yeah, so what were the names? I think I recognize one of the guys. I think his name is called Callum Newman, I believe.
Yeah.
He's the IWGP World Champion. Yeah, they've been doing something with him and Ospreay over there in New Japan. They're setting up a storyline with them. Probably a match. So I guess it kind of makes sense to have them involved because, Ospreay needed help, and these are his friends. So I can't say this was illogical, but it's like was this needed on this show or no? Like right before the pay-per-view? Like, why are Moxley and Ospreay fighting before the pay-per-view? And no less than a no disqualification match.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but
What else happened on the show? What else happened? We had an exciting trios match. A very exciting trios match. We had who was there?
Yeah. Fuck. Where's
it? Was Bandito.
Yeah, we like Bandito though. We like Bandito.
Yeah, we like Bandito. Yeah, no problems with him. We had Bandito, Darby. Who was the other partner?
Jack Perry versus Andrade Alito, Mark Davis, and Konosuke Takeshita trios match. It's Bandito, it's Darby, and Jack Perry facing the Don Callis family. Oh joy!
Oh joy! Oh joy!
Who won this one?
Was it the babyface team?
I didn't even watch this match, dude. Probably a babyface.
Was it the heel team?
My God, I think the I didn't even watch the show, honestly, bro. That's how much I cared. But we had where is it? So I think the baby faces won this. Yeah, I think I mean, who cares? Moving on. It's the Don Callis family. Moving on. But we did have also a women's match on the show as well. We had Willow Nightingale in the TBS Championship match facing Queen Aminata. Why?
What did Queen Aminata do to get a title match?
I couldn't tell you. I wish I could. I don't work for the company. I mean, Tony Khan messed up, throw darts at the wall, hoping something landed, and it landed on Queen Aminata.
We're going to have Willow Nightingale do an open challenge, and she's facing... Let's see. Queen Aminata.
Queen Aminata the dart lands on Queen Aminata. Queen Aminata. Yeah, let's book the match. Yeah, Will Washington, let's book the match.
Yeah, and Willow won. Because of course.
What is with these open challenges and it's AEW and WWE? They do way too many open challenges nowadays. It's nothing but lazy fucking booking. It's lazy and it's uncreative. I don't know how you feel about that, but these open challenges, man, they do them way too much, and it's lazy, uncreative, and it's like they don't even have to put in an effort, and I hate that. I wish they would stop with these open challenges. They just use and abuse them way too much.
They're just a filler.
Yeah, and it's not like when John Cena did it with the United States Championship in 2015. That was a lot. That's a different story because he brought new people into the picture and made the title mean something and to bring prestige back to that U.S. title again. Now, it's just like you said, a filler. It's just another thing or part of the show, and it's just lazy, uncreative, and it's not exciting, and it's just there. It really is just there. It's just to fill what? It's just there to fill 20 to 30 minutes of a 2.5 hour show because you're void of any creativity. That's all that is. That's all the
void of any creativity. Speaking of filler, we had a one-on-one match between Mascara Dorada, I believe, and Tommaso Ciampa, with the winner entering number 1 in the Casino Gauntlet match to determine the new TNT champion. And yes, I did misspell. And yes, I did not misspell. Crown a new TNT champion because, unfortunately, as we found out later, Kyle Fletcher, the current TNT champion, has a torn meniscus. So unfortunately, he's going to be out for at least 2 months, 3 months, and he has to vacate the championship.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's shitty. So he was actually one of the best wrestlers that they had. He was actually, for me, the MVP in terms of in-ring work.
Yeah.
So to go down this time period is just terrible. So so Ciampa wins, and now he will enter the Casino Gauntlet.
We also got Roosh in this Casino Gauntlet as well. Roosh. Got Tommaso Ciampa. We got Roosh. We got a bunch of other competitors not yet announced for the Casino Gauntlet for Sunday at Dynasty for the vacant AEW TNT Championship, the Casino Gauntlet. I don't care.
How much you bet that half of the participants will be Death Riders and Don Kyle's family members?
Or majority of them the Collision guys, like Ace Austin and Top Flight and the Rascals. How much do you want to bet?
I bet some of them will be in it. How much you bet we're going to get Wheeler Useless in the Casino Gauntlet?
I would not be surprised if he's in there. He probably will be. I'd be completely
shocked.
Yeah,
Wheeler Useless, Danny Garcia, Rocky Romero, and Trent. Question mark. I still want to know how a question mark is someone named for a wrestler. Yeah, they will be there. You watch.
Mm-hmm. But Dynamite from Wednesday, 2 nights ago, like I said, boring fucking show. Boring. And then they had Collision yesterday. Not even going over Collision because Collision is just, it doesn't feel important. And it's never important.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had Collision.
Yeah,
there were spoilers already for the show. There are spoilers already.
Yeah. I'm sure that show was terrible too.
Right.
But
yeah, well, Dynamite, man.
But Dynamite, man. Boring. Boring is the perfect word to describe Dynamite 2 nights ago.
This is the go-home show.
2.5 hours. Supposed to be 2 hours. I looked when I turned the channel for Dynamite 2 nights ago. I look at the channel description from 8 to 10. It's 10 o'clock and the show's still going. So a 2.5 hour show.
The show went 10.
Meaningless television on a go-home show for a pay-per-view that people are supposed to be excited about. What the show you put on Wednesday. This is the show you put on 2 nights ago to try and get people excited for Dynasty. I mean, are you excited for Dynasty on Sunday? Because I know I'm not.
No.
The pay-per-view should be good, but I'm not excited for it.
The only match I'm looking forward to is Omega and Max. That's about it.
Yeah.
And maybe Moxley and Ospreay.
Yeah. And even Will Ospreay, they managed to fuck his return match stuff up. When he should be when his return match should have been at this pay-per-view instead of several weeks ago, and they managed to fuck that up. Hopefully coming out of it. Hopefully coming out of it.
Blake Christian.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, Jobber.
Yeah. But
and they had him go 50-50 with Will Ospreay.
Yeah. But hopefully coming out of Dynasty, they start building Will Ospreay up for the Owen coming out of Dynasty. If we have that going into Double or Nothing in New York City next month. So we'll see, but they just managed to fuck this whole thing up with Will Ospreay's first match back since being out on the shelf with Dynasty. That, if anything, Will Ospreay's return match should have been at Dynasty and not several weeks ago. And I don't know if I would have. And honestly, I'm not sure if I would have even had Will Ospreay and Moxley in this, to be honest, because Moxley, you know, he has this thing with the Continental Championship. He's not losing. And Will Ospreay, he shouldn't lose either. So what are we doing? It should be good, though. Don't get me wrong, Moxley and Ospreay. But, I mean, I don't know.
Like, who wins this anyway? Like, what? Is Ospreay just going to win the Continental Championship? Like, he shouldn't even be nowhere near this championship.
Yeah, he should be focusing on the World Championship. Why is he focusing on the Continental title? I know it's for now, but what are we doing right now? At least for the time being. In the meantime, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Dynasty for Sunday, we have 9 matches no, not 9, 8 9 matches announced for the main show.
We're gonna have more matches. Don't worry, 9 matches. Yeah, don't worry. They'll have more matches announced.
Oh, I believe it too. Like at least couple more matches for the main show and like 3 for the pre-show. 3 for main show, 3 for pre-show. Yeah, I'd be shocked if they don't do that. Alex Windsor and Marina Shafir on the pre-show. Moving on.
Oh joy. Oh joy. Exciting, right?
Yeah. The casino
So excited that I'm not even gonna watch it.
I don't blame you. Casino Gauntlet for the vacated TNT Championship. Also Ciampa, Rush, and several other competitors. Who cares? I hope Tommaso Ciampa wins this because he should have never lost the TNT title to begin with. But do I trust Tony with that?
Who will they give it to then?
Probably not.
Who do I think wins this? It will be a member of the Don Callis family.
Yep. I would not be shocked if that happens.
Who do I think? Yeah, who do I think wins this? I think if he's in this gauntlet match, I'm picking Mark Davis to win it.
Mm-hmm. Not be bad, but I don't know. Yeah, I just don't.
I mean, he's good. I mean, it won't be the worst thing.
He's good, yeah.
Yeah, it won't be the worst thing if he wins it. At least it's somebody who's good.
Yeah. Thekla defending the AEW Women's World Title against Jamie Hayter. Why? I don't fucking know. I wish I could tell you.
Jamie Hayter and Thekla have been feuding since May of last year. Since Thekla came into AEW. You talk about feuds that don't end.
And Jamie Hayter is part of a tag team with Alex Windsor, right? Well, Jamie Hayter should be in the singles division to begin with, but she's not winning against Thekla, I can tell you that. And Thekla just won the championship. You're not going to take it off her now. So what are we doing here? Jamie Hayter shouldn't lose, and Thekla can't lose either. So why are we booking this match on the pay-per-view? And I think Thekla retains here. There's no reason to take the title off her. She's actually been doing not bad at all as the champion, the AEW Women's World Champion, but this match is very predictable. Jamie Hayter is not winning. She's not winning the championship. So I don't know
what did Jamie Hayter do anyway to get a title match? Like, who did she beat to get a title match?
Oh, but her and Alex Windsor, the Brawling Birds, have been winning on Collision. Huh?
Who watches Collision? Who are they beating? Who are they beating that is believable for them to get for Jamie to get a title match?
Who are they beating? What, jobbers? The Inspiration? Yeah, because that grants you a title match, right? Beating the fucking Inspiration. That's like beating bottom of the barrel. Right there.
Yeah, like who are they beating? Julia Hart and Sky Blue? They lose all the fucking time.
Yeah, the Triangle of Madness the Triangle of Madness, the Triangle of Jobbers.
Yeah, like the only one that is pushed in this group is Thekla. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, please. You'll be lucky to find the last time they won a match on AEW television.
They're both non-factors, bro. Non-factors.
Losers.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it about them. I think they should be taken seriously. They should go after the tag titles, but like that's how they're booked.
Yeah, they're very talented, and Tony Khan just doesn't know what to do with them. They lose all the fucking time. They're pretty much the punching bags for Thekla, and that sucks.
Exactly.
But Thekla and Jamie Hayter, I'm going Thekla on this. Jamie Hayter stands no chance of winning. None. I'm sure you got Thekla too.
Yeah. I think Thekla wins. There's no reason for her to lose the belt.
Very true. The Young Bucks versus the Don Callis families, Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. I hope this is where we start seeing the split with Takeshita away from the Don Callis family. They've been dragging this for months. What are we waiting for? You need to do this now.
Oh my god. Why is this match on the pay-per-view?
Ditches his team, and you have Takeshita after the match turn on the Don Callis family, quit the Don Callis family, and that turns Takeshita babyface. That's what I hope this leads to.
It should already happen. Like, I don't know why they're dragging it.
Yeah, like, what are they waiting for? This should have been done months ago. I don't know why we're now into April 2026 and we're still dragging this shit out.
And why is this match even happening? Why are the Don Callis family, Takeshita, Okada, why are they facing the Bucks? Okada's the international champion, and you're putting him in a tag team match. In a match that has nothing at stake.
Yeah, it's just there. It's just the match. There's no story.
Shouldn't Okada be facing one of the Bucks at least in a title match, defending his title, retaining?
Yeah. But what the fuck?
Yeah, because, he's, I don't know, the international champion? He has a championship that he has to defend? Or did Tony suddenly forgot?
Probably the latter.
Yeah, he probably forgot Okada's a champion. My God. Who goes over here? I think who goes over here? The Young Bucks. I think they go over.
Yeah, I'm picking the Young Bucks as well.
They just lost to FTR last month. I don't think they go back-to-back pay-per-views where they lose.
Yeah. Ricochet and Chris Jericho. I know who's winning this one, and it's not Trevor Mann.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
I don't know who.
Chris Jericho.
That's the easiest prediction to make.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Chris Jericho.
The chance of Chris Ricochet winning is a very big 0.
It's about as many as who demanded to see Ricochet be Chris Jericho's first opponent back at AEW.
Yeah, Ricochet's going to be fed to Jericho, and Ricochet, where he's going to go, that's all he'll ever amount to in AEW, by the way, is Ricochet.
Yeah. Where he goes, he'll be taking more L's on Dynamite. He'll probably lose to Sammy Guevara on the next episode of Dynamite.
Would not shock me. And like I said earlier in the stream, Ricochet's recent MS tweets for Jericho to feud with a guy who has bad press on him for the wrong reasons. I don't think that's the good first impression with Chris Jericho back in AEW. I don't think that's really a good look, if you ask me.
Honestly, it feels like that AEW crowd, they are tired of Jericho in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to see him anymore. Maybe they didn't expect him to return.
Maybe, but I got Chris Jericho winning this, man. Got Chris Jericho winning against Ricochet.
Yeah. There's no reason for Jericho to lose, and there's no reason for Jericho to lose either.
Yeah. FTR versus Cope and Cage. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the AEW World Tag Team titles. I think we get new tag team champions in this because it's in Canada. I think the same.
I think the same. I think this is where we get Edge and Christian winning the tag team championships. They get one last reign as champs together.
Yeah.
Speaking of Edge and Christian and Jericho, there was a photo.
Yes,
I think you saw the photo that they took backstage with David Benoit.
Now, for those of you, some of you may know, some of you may not. For those of you who may not know, and this is no offense, some of you who may not know, David Benoit is the oldest son of Chris Benoit. Yeah, fuck Chris Benoit, who killed his wife Nancy and 7-year-old son Daniel before committing suicide, the double murder-suicide incident in late June 2007. Now, David Benoit is Chris Benoit's oldest son from Chris Benoit's first marriage before Chris Benoit with his first divorce and then married Nancy in 2000 with the whole Kevin Sullivan thing in WCW in the late 90s, that whole debacle. But David Benoit is Chris Benoit's oldest son from Chris's first marriage. And David Benoit is still alive to this day. And facial appearance-wise looks just like his father, Chris. But honestly, it's a shame. And it's not even David's fault, but he's blackballed because of what his father did in 2007. And David is 100% innocent. David's not a murderer like his father. David's nothing like Chris. When Chris took the lives of Nancy and Daniel, David's not like that. And it's such a shame that David's blackballed because of what his father, Chris, did. And I mean, it is nice to see Jericho, who has been close to the Benoit since day one, and Edge and Christian, who knew Chris very well during Chris Benoit's career. But I don't know how you feel on that. I mean, I did see the photo as well. I mean, it's nice to see David at least connected to some form like Jericho, Edge, Christian. But it's just a shame, and I feel bad for David because of what his father did, and David's Blackwell because of what Chris did in 2007 in June. And I don't think he'll wrestle in a major promotion because of the whole Chris Benoit double murder-suicide incident. I do not think WWE at all picks him up because of what his father did. I mean, that's a shame because of what Chris did. I don't know about AEW, but I do feel bad for David in this situation. I definitely feel bad for David.
I definitely feel sad as well for David. Like, it's not his fault. Like, I can't imagine, everything that he has to go through, got to be constantly reminded of what his father did and the heinous acts that he committed.
He was in Canada the time the Chris Benoit incident took place in 2007 in June. That David was all the way in Canada, and then the cops told him that Chris, Nancy, and Daniel all passed away over the weekend in late June of 2007. And I heard if you watch Dark Side of the Ring, that David punched the cop because he was 14 years old. He was really upset when his father died, Nancy and Daniel died. I mean, I know David. I think David was very close to his dad, Chris, as well.
Yeah, he was his hero. His dad was his hero.
Yeah. He said he wanted, if he were to wrestle, he wanted to wrestle under the name Chris Benoit Jr. I don't think so because of what Chris did. But I mean, I don't know if David still wants to wrestle and honor his father's legacy, but not under the Benoit name. I don't know. But again, I feel bad mostly for David in this situation. I know he was that close to his father, loved his father so much. And thankfully, I mean, he's lucky he wasn't in Fayetteville, Georgia at the time. He was in Canada at the time. And it sucks that he's blackballed because of what his dad did. And it's not his fault at all. He did nothing wrong. He's not the guy. He didn't kill Nancy. He didn't kill Daniel. He's not a murderer and a coward. His father, Chris, was. David had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's a victim. Honestly, he's the biggest victim out of all of this. I mean, obviously, it affected so many people. It affected Benoit's friends and his other family members, but
even Nancy Benoit, Sandra Topoloni,
yeah,
blackball because of what Chris did to Nancy and Daniel.
Yeah, it's just shitty. I feel like my heart breaks for David. And I know he said he wants to wrestle with as Chris Benoit Jr. and all that, but honestly, let's be real. Even if he wanted to distance himself from the Benoit name, he wanted to distance himself from his father, I don't think anybody would want to touch him. Just based on the fact, and that's shitty for him because it's not his fault, but based on the fact that he is the son of a murderer, and the son of the guy who took the lives of his family, nobody's going to want to touch him. Nobody's going to want to risk, their PR getting a hit. It's not David's fault. It's
a horrible, horrible look on either WWE or AEW, both.
Yeah, it's not David's fault. It's not David's fault, but that's the truth. Because just look at David himself, especially. He looks like his father. Just look at his face.
Looks just like his father, Chris Benoit.
If he ever appeared on television, that's the first thing people will think of. They will think of Chris Benoit and the murderers.
You get idiots thinking, oh, they'll think of the idiots will think, oh, that's Chris Benoit, or oh, is that Chris Benoit Jr., or is that Chris Benoit a clone? Oh, that's Chris Benoit, the murderer, fuck him. When David did absolutely nothing wrong. He'll get shit toward, people will talk shit to him and people give him shit for something that David did absolutely nothing wrong of. And it sucks.
It's unfortunate. It's just terrible. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. And there are still idiots, by the way, who still think Chris Benoit should go in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely not. Oh, but it's 20 years since the incident. Enough time will pass. Well, you should go in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It could be 40 years from now or 100 years from now. It doesn't matter. He's still a murderer.
He took the lives of two people who, quite frankly, honestly, had no reason to die whatsoever.
Two people that should still be alive today.
Yeah. I know it's and it's oh, it was the CTE and it was the death of Eddie getting the better of Benoit. Benoit still made a choice to kill Nancy and Daniel. No one told him to do it. Chris made his choice.
I mean, David is lucky he wasn't at the house that night, or else we would have gotten 3 people murdered.
Like, to strangle your wife is not okay, and then to give your 7-year-old son Xanax and then strangle and kill him, that's where I draw the line.
That's unforgivable at that point. There is no forgiveness.
Daniel, who did not, 7-year-old Daniel, who was 100% innocent, to give him Xanax and strangle and kill him in his own bedroom with a knife underneath his bed, it's unforgivable.
Disgusting.
Chris Benoit was a great pro wrestler, but what he did to Nancy and Daniel was 100% unforgivable. Unforgivable. But I feel bad for David in this sense and everything else. I mean, surely he wants to wrestle and pay homage to his father, but because he loved his father so much and he was close to his dad, but because of what his dad did, highly, highly unlikely any big company is going to touch him or pick him up, or at least get close to touching him to grab and bring him in. I doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Highly doubt it.
Because of what his dad did.
Yeah. All I can say is, though, I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad he's still enjoying, he's a fan of the business. I'm glad he's enjoying life. He's doing well, and he's being taken care of by people, that were close to Benoit, like Edge and Christian and Jericho.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad he has people that surround him with love. I mean, I think he also attended. I think there was also a Collision episode he attended 3 years ago, and you've seen him and CM Punk talking.
Yes, I remember that photo very well. David was front row, and him and Punk hugged. That was when Punk was weeks before, I believe, Punk quit AEW 3 years ago. And the front row, David's Benoit was in the front row, and CM Punk saw him and he hugged David, gave him a nice big hug.
Yeah, because CM Punk, especially, with Punk, he was the last guy to share a ring with Benoit.
And
CM
Punk knows of the Benoits very well, because yes, it was Chris Benoit's last ever WWE match and wrestling match of his life. He wrestled, I think, June 19th, 07 episode of WWE ECW, wrestled Elijah Burke. And then at the Vengeance Night of Champions 07 pay-per-view in Houston, CM Punk was supposed to wrestle Chris Benoit, I believe, for the vacated ECW title, and Benoit was supposed to win the match and win the championship, but Benoit never showed up.
Yeah.
When John Morrison took his place instead. And Punk even mentioned Benoit, not by name at all, about Ghost and Punk's pipe bomb Monday on Raw as well, because Raw this past Monday was in Houston. Benoit versus Punk was supposed to take place in Houston at the Vengeance Night of Champions pay-per-view in 2007, but Benoit no-showed. And Punk said about something that haunting him with ghosts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, so Punk knew of the Benoits very well, and I think he traveled the road with Chris. He was friends with Chris. Even they were in the week prior to the incident, they were in Dothan, Alabama. And Chris brought his son Daniel backstage. That was a week before Chris killed Nancy and Daniel. And Chris CM Punk, I mean, he was friends with Benoit. I mean, the day of the Benoit tribute show, because at the time no one knew the details yet. You see CM Punk on camera crying and saying goodbye to Chris, saying Chris Benoit was my hero and stuff, and I couldn't wrestle Benoit the pay-per-view. And then after that, this tribute show, the details come out. But honestly, at the end of the day, I ultimately feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for Sandra. I feel bad for David, especially David.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad he's doing well. I mean, I doubt any big company picks him up, but I just hope he continues to do well for himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that matters. They know that he's doing well and he's happy. That's all that matters. Honestly, that's honestly for the better for him if he never wrestles. Just to say, yeah, that's honestly for the better that he never wrestles, simply because it would get unnecessary bad PR.
It's going to be unnecessary PR, and a bunch of people give him shit, and it's going to be nonstop.
Yeah. So it's like it's probably for the better he never wrestles. I hope he's doing well in his life. That's all that really matters. He's doing well and he's happy.
He doesn't even need to wrestle.
Yeah, like just enjoy it as a fan, and he gets to hang out with wrestlers. Hang out with them and see old friends that are still taking care of him.
Yes.
Like Punk,
Chavo, I think. Punk, Chavo.
Yeah, Chavo. Yeah, Chavo Guerrero. He was another guy that's that took care of David after the whole Benoit tragedy.
And Chavo was the last person to ever speak to Chris Benoit as well. Very interesting phone call conversation the day before Benoit killed himself.
Yeah. And so, we got Chavo, we got Punk, Christian, Edge, Jericho. These are people, not bad people for David to look up to and to go for help when needed and people that can take care of him.
Yeah, I think even Dean Malenko as well, who was close to Benoit as well.
Yeah, Dean Malenko.
Close to Benoit and Eddie. But moving on from that situation, John Moxley, Will Ospreay. I'm going John Moxley to retain the Continental title. Well, I don't know why I even booked this match to begin with because neither guy can lose. I think Moxley retains here. It should be a good match, but
I think Moxley wins this. Like Will Ospreay, he should not be the Continental Champion. The only championship he should go after is the World Championship.
Yes, by winning the Owen tournament, which hopefully they have going into Double or Nothing, going into Queens next month in New York City.
I assume they start the tournament in May. That's what I think, they presume, because All In is going to be in August, the end of August.
Yeah.
Maybe so they start the tournament in May and they can end it in somewhere around early July, maybe early mid-July.
Somewhere along there, yeah.
Yeah. Then you could tell the story. Will Ospreay came back from neck injury and he wants to win the World Championship. And All In obviously is in London, England. Will Ospreay's home country.
Yeah.
So you could tell that story, and he could go on to win the world title.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Ospreay he shouldn't win the Continental title. I think he loses here. I think we do get another match though. I don't think this will be the only time we see Ospreay and Moxley in a match. I think they run this match back, but during the Owen tournament, and Ospreay can get his win back there.
Yeah.
But in this case, in this Continental title match, I think Moxley goes over.
Yeah, as you should.
Maybe do some shit. Yeah. I think maybe he uses nefarious means to win. Although, obviously, Continental rules, nobody gets to interfere. Thank God. I mean, I don't want to see a match of Moxley and Ospreay be ruined by Wheeler fucking useless. I think, Moxley, they can use nefarious means to retain the championship.
Yeah. Andrade versus Darby Allin in a match where if Darby Allin wins, he'll receive a future AEW World Title match. I'm surprised you're not getting. Well, actually, we may still get it. Sadly, the Dogs versus the Conglomeration. God help us all that happens.
Oh, spoilers from Collision. We have new trios champions, the Dogs. That's your Collision. That's the only time we'll talk about Collision here. We have new trios champions. It's the Dogs. And I guarantee, yes, I guarantee you they will announce it in the middle of Collision. They will announce the Dogs against the Conglomeration.
Yeah.
You wait.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. As if we needed another match in a feud that refuses to die.
I would be shocked if they don't announce that match for fucking Dynasty. Would not be shocked. I would be shocked if they don't announce it for that pay-per-view.
Yeah. So on the talk with Darby and Andrade.
I don't know what you're going with. I mean, Andrade has the most momentum right now. I don't know about him losing and beating Darby. I mean, I like Darby Allin, but I don't know. I mean, who do you have win this? I mean, do you have Andrade when you have the most momentum? I would have Andrade win this.
Who do I think go this? I think I'm going with Darby Allin. I'm gonna go with Darby Allin winning simply because I think he's gonna be the next challenger for Double or Nothing. I think he gets the title match at the world title match at Double or Nothing in New York.
At least get him away from the dogs.
Yeah, I still think Andrade somehow. I think he could somehow challenge for the world championship. I think they save his title match for Mexico and Grand Slam in Mexico in June.
Yeah.
What do I think they should do this? I think though they should book this match in a way where you could protect both guys.
Yeah.
Maybe have Don Callis interfere, but he accidentally cost Andrade the win.
So you could have
And that's how Darby Allin.
And get Darby and MJF at Double or Nothing. I would not mind that actually.
Yeah.
So
that's my prediction. I think Darby wins.
Darby winning, but like a fuck finish, where both guys
Yeah.
look strong. Because Andrade has the most momentum right now, and he really shouldn't be losing clean. So how do we book Andrade to lose, but he looks strong and we protect Andrade? You know?
Yeah. Have Don Callis interfere. Maybe he tries to, because they're telling the story of Don Callis' family. They're doing MJF's bidding. MJF wants to take out the competition for his world championship. Maybe Don Callis he interferes, but he costs Andrade the win.
You could probably do that. You could
that's how we get Darby versus MJF at Double or Nothing. And speaking of whom, the main event for Dynasty, MJF versus Kenny Omega. I'm going MJF.
Yes, MJF all the way. There's no AEW. I mean, imagine if MJF was not world champion right now, where AEW would be.
Yeah. Oh my god. They would probably be in a bad position right now than they are.
MJF should not lose the title, period, until All Out. He should not be losing
all in.
All in, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So at least All In. I think that's where he should lose the world championship. And he's white hot right now.
Yeah.
As the champion. He's having a great reign.
MJF losing the title right now, anytime before All In, is bad fucking booking. You can't do that.
You just simply can't. Like, what does he do at All In if it's not a world title match? Like, what does he do?
The All In world title match should be MJF versus Will Ospreay. No questions asked. No ands, ifs, or buts. Kenny Omega, we've been there, done that. And he doesn't, like, I don't know where he goes from here, but it'll be a great match. I'm looking forward to this match at the pay-per-view, but MJF winning is 1,000% the correct call.
Yeah.
What you do with Kenny, I have no idea, but he doesn't need this. But he doesn't need this win. We've already been there with him. He's already a made man.
Yeah, I'm going with MJF. Like he has to win this, and you do MJF versus Darby Allin at Double or Nothing.
You probably get someone. Oh, but what if MJF loses here, but he wins it shortly? But he wins it back shortly. No, I would not even do that either.
But then why have him lose the belt in the first place?
He won it at World's End. He should hold that title from World's End up until All In. He shouldn't be losing it. He shouldn't be losing that title anywhere at any point given time, but in between that reign, he should not. I don't want to see that. MJF needs to win this, and I think he does win, and he should.
Yeah.
I think MJF retains. I think we get MJF and Darby Allin at Double or Nothing. That should be good. Our Darby Allin won't win, though, but MJF wins that as well. And I would have MJF going to All In Wembley as the AEW champion. I would, as with Will Ospreay winning the Owen Hart men's tournament at Double or Nothing. That's how I'd book it. And that's your match for All In, and that's where Will Ospreay wins the championship from MJF. I think that is perfect. But that's with the pay-per-view Dynasty. Not excited for the show at all. It should be good in terms of wrestling quality-wise and pay-per-view delivery-wise. It should be great. Don't get me wrong. But the build is just, like you said, it's non-existent. It's just not good. It's just like it's not exciting. Yeah. Like, what is with these wrestling companies? There's no excitement right now. The past year, I don't know what's going on, but it's a problem. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. And this is coming from a big, diehard, big, passionate, big wrestling fan. And I can see where people come to them. I feel it as well. there's just not really much excitement at all right now in AEW
Like
and WWE.
they haven't done anything to build this pay-per-view. Like, just look at Dynamite, for example. Like, what did they do to build the pay-per-view besides whatever they're doing with Max and Omega and the Don Callis family getting involved and Darby? Like,
Yeah.
what are they like? What did they do to build this pay-per-view?
Yeah, there's just no there's no build, there's no story, none. That's an issue.
There's just no excitement.
None. But in terms of delivery, if there's anything about Tony Khan, he knows how to put on a pay-per-view, and better than WWE. I will say that, and those are facts. When it comes to pay-per-views, Tony Khan knows how to deliver every single time. So I have no doubt that the show.
I mean, the in-ring is fantastic. I mean,
yes.
The in-ring is fantastic. I think we can't deny, the in-ring work of the talent over there. The issue is just there's nothing intriguing in terms of like storylines or build. I think that's what you need. Good stories to make these matches mean something.
Absolutely. But I think that's all the AEW talk right here on this episode. Moving on to the WWE talk. Well, actually, we mentioned LOL TNA. This is actually not LOL TNA, probably not here. I did read something about Mike Santana. Apparently, his TNA contract expires this summer, and he's set to be a free agent this summer as well. If I can pull up the report right here. So this is right here. PW Insider. According to PW Insider, the current TNA contract of TNA World Champion Mike Santana, his contract with TNA is up this summer and is set to be a free agent. So according to PW Insider, may I say this? I do not think he shows up. I would be very, very shocked if he shows up in AEW. I think because of, especially the NXT TNA partnership, which they've not done for lately now, which I don't get. I don't like that. I don't understand why. But I will say this. When Mike Santana's deal is up in the summer and he is a free agent, I would not be surprised if WWE picks him up, and I think they should, and I think it'd be a very good get for them. They would be foolish not to. And you slot him right into NXT, even if it's for a cup of coffee, and he has wrestled in NXT representing TNA. So have him in NXT for not long, like a while. Then you could call him up to Raw or SmackDown afterwards. But I think he's WWE bound, to be quite honest with you. I don't know how you feel. What do you think? Do you think he's AEW bound?
I think,
or do you think he's bound as Mike Santana?
I'll be surprised if he actually ends up back in AEW, if I'm honest. Like, that will be shocking. I don't think he ends up going out there. Like, yeah, especially after his last. Yeah, I'll be surprised if he goes there, especially with how. Let's be real, how disappointing his run was over there. So I'll be surprised if he even goes back. I don't think he'll go back there.
With Ortiz and the Inner Circle, then Ortiz and one
team.
And that whole story.
I don't think he's good. Yeah, I don't think he will go back there. I think he goes to WWE. I think that's been his goal for years. I think he was actually even before he went to AEW. I think he was actually going to end up in WWE. He wanted to go there.
Yes, I think well before AEW existed, I believe.
Yeah.
Him and Ortiz of LAX from Impact TNA.
Yes.
But Mike Santana has also wrestled for local Northeast Indies, ACW, Awesome Championship Wrestling based off Poughkeepsie, New York. He's wrestled for them many times. He was at the Aftershock show for ACW a month ago. He wrestled Killer Cross and Richard Holiday in a triple threat match for the ACW title, which Killer Cross won the ACW title, making Richard Holiday tap out to the cross jacket in a great moment. And Mike Santana wrestled there. He is he's over as fuck.
Yeah, so I think he goes to WWE ultimately.
He'd be a very good get for them, and they would be foolish not to get him.
He was at NXT just recently on the MSG show in the theater.
Yes, the March 31st. I was not at that one. I was at the Raw the night before, where he had Femi, Brock Lesnar, where they destroyed the security bums. But He had Mike.
Yeah, I think he goes there. I think he does go to the WWE eventually.
I think he teamed with OTM to beat Dark State. Yes, your favorite OTM.
Yeah, OTM, who are Crime Time, but without the charisma and the charm.
Oh, but they're Crime Time 2.0.
They are nowhere near Crime Time.
But Mike Santana was at the recent NXT Roadblock show at the theater at MSG. But I mean, if he's set to be a free agent in the summer, I mean, he's done everything. I mean, he's your biggest star. I don't know who in TNA. I don't know who you have take his throne in TNA if he is a free agent in the summer. But I will say this: if he is WWE bound, I'd say good move on them. That's a very good get for them. They would be idiots not to bring him in. And I would have him in NXT, not even like a year, not even 6 months. Just have him there for a while, cup of coffee there, because he's familiar with that as representing TNA. Maybe win the NXT title, and then just call him up. I don't even think he even needs the NXT title, honestly.
Yeah.
But a nice story about Santana from a tag team guy, and then when he was on his own, a lot of people may thought he's not going to go anywhere, but man, he's proved a lot of people wrong. Wrestling in House of Glory, and also including TNA as a singles guy for the past several years.
Yeah, he won the TNA World Championship, and yes, he dropped it on his first defense via roll-up because LOL TNA.
Frankie Kazarian of all people.
Yeah, because why? Because LOL TNA, that's why.
Yeah, I hated that. That was late 2025. That's still to this day a dumb fucking decision. I'll never understand why they.
I don't get it either. Then he wins the belt back last January.
Yeah.
And then now he's a TNA champion. Now, honestly, I think I could see him holding the title until at least Slammiversary.
Yeah.
In July, because that's when his deal may run out. His deal runs out in the summer.
Yeah, and that being Mike Santana's last hoorah in TNA before being officially a free agent. And again, I see WWE picking him right up like that, and I don't think it takes long at all for them to pick him up.
Yeah.
And that's a nice get for WWE right there, is Mike Santana. I'm telling you. So I would not be shocked if he goes to WWE, and I think he does. I think that's the right move. And he'll do well over there, I think. So so that's a little bit of TNA. Moving on to the WWE talk. I do have a lot to say. Well, and then NXT as well. I don't know if it's thought of NXT Tuesday, not maybe much, but they did announce NXT Revenge for next week and the week after. Lola Vice, new NXT Women's Champion. And I thought Thin Delivered, by the way, was a very good show, by the way. I don't know how you felt.
It was a good show.
Very good show.
Yeah.
New NXT Women's Champion, Lola Vice, not Kendall Gray. It'll come, but right now, Lola Vice.
I was shocked. Honestly, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, actually. I was surprised if they actually gave the belt to Lola.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
We thought there would be a new champion. We predicted we'd be getting a new champion. We just thought that Lola would get pinned.
Yeah, but
I think in our prediction, we said that Kendall Gray would win the championship by pinning Lola. We didn't think Lola would actually get the win to win the championship.
But lo and behold,
happy for her.
She won.
Yeah, but I'm happy for her. I mean, she's done fantastic work in NXT. I don't know. Yeah, she never even won a championship. Being there, I guess this is their way of basically rewarding her for her work there, and she's finally a champion.
Yeah.
I still think she gets the call. I still think she gets the call up eventually, but after she loses the title.
Yeah, because if you're calling up Sol Ruka and JC Jane, you can't call everybody up and gut NXT like that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's a good reason why that Lola won the championship. Kendall Gray will get her moment, just not right now.
Yeah, maybe they call up Fatal Influence after WrestleMania.
JC Jane, Fallon Henley, maybe very well Laney Reed. Well, who knows? We may very well see that. And JC especially, I think, is ready. And so is Fallon, but JC is no questions asked ready. And she's come along pretty nice as of late. She's been getting better. She
proved a lot of people wrong. I'll give her credit. She's proved a lot of people wrong. being with her reign as the champion, because initially when she won the championship, we all thought she'd be a transitional champion.
Stephanie Vaquer, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were questioning the decision. We thought she would be a transitional champion, but fair enough, she's actually been a great champion.
And the promo she cut Tuesday when Lola Vice had her celebration winning the title at Stand and Deliver, the heat that Jane got when she came out with Fatal Influence, the boos out of the building.
Yeah.
JC Jane got a lot of nice heel heat there. But I think they booked JC versus Lola for the title and JC Jane's rematch next week, I believe. Next week.
Yeah.
That's where JC.
I did find the promo that Lola cut to be interesting some way. As she mentioned the words, free agent, undeniable, words like that. I wonder what this could lead to.
Do you think Tessa?
Actually, I think we may discuss it for a short period. That we was discussing free agent. I don't know if you know about her, but Catalina. Was from. She's from, or was rather, from CMLL. She did work at WWE before, but was released. Well, the run was short. Blink if you miss it. But she used to work for CMLL.
Didn't she team on Raw in late 2019 with Sin Cara against Andrade and Zelina Vega?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I think her name was Catarina Cortez, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, sorry if that wasn't her name. If this wasn't her name, I apologize. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, she was released shortly thereafter. She didn't do anything there. Yeah, she was working at CMLL recently, and it was announced by CMLL themselves that she has departed the company. And it's now being said that she will be signing with WWE and starting in AAA.
It's a nice get.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice get.
I actually seen her work. She's actually good. I did see, I think, one of her matches with Mercedes.
Yes.
The match was actually good. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. She did a pedigree in the match, and she did the Triple H water spit.
She must look up to Triple H. Maybe he's her favorite wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe she's the person that Lola was speaking about in terms of free agent. I'm not sure though, because he would need someone.
Do you think Lola retains in JC Jane's rematch, and we get Lola's first feud as the champion being against Catalina?
Maybe, I don't know though. I mean, no hate towards Catalina, but is she really big enough name to where she would, if she showed up on NXT, she would get a big reaction?
I have no idea. Unless you,
hate towards.
Unless you do video packages for her, introducing.
I mean, no hate towards her. Obviously, no hate towards her, but are people gonna react big to somebody that they don't know?
That's gonna be very.
I don't even think she appeared on AEW television. Not even once.
No, but they bring in Catalina.
Although I will say, if it means anything, if there's a free agent though, if you're gonna do something like that. I don't know for status with AEW right now, but if she's a free agent by one of those NXT Revenge episodes, when does Lola Vice defend against JC? What, next Tuesday? Or the week after?
I think next Tuesday. Let me see. I don't want to be misconstrued, so I believe it's next week. Let me see. Just looking this up here. It looks like it's next week.
Let me see.
It's next week. It looks
like.
I don't want to be
looking up.
Next week. Next week. It is next week. It's next.
So it's not the Tuesday.
No, not the Tuesday NXT Revenge after WrestleMania. It's the Tuesday before Mania. So JC loses her rematch, and after Mania, Raw or SmackDown after Mania, JC and Fatal Influence, at least JC Jane, gets called up to the main roster.
Okay.
That's what I think happens.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So Lola
if it leads to something, with this free agent talk that Lola was talking about, because it's either one of two people, honestly, you could debut. with those free agents. I think one could be Catalina, maybe, or the other name. And if her AEW deal expires soon enough, maybe later this month, what if you debut Anna Jay and you have her go after Lola Vice?
You could do that.
Yeah, you could do it. I mean, it would give meaning to what Lola said during her promo.
Undeniable.
Yeah, and a big free agent.
Though this one would match Undeniable, though she's not a free agent. She's with TNA apparently, Tessa Blanchard, but I doubt it.
No, I doubt it.
That's a big deal, but no.
Yeah, I predict it's probably gonna be either Carolina or Anna Jay. That's gonna be the free agent that Lola was talking about that will debut soon on NXT.
Imagine NXT if they get Anna Jay, then Catalina. They signed Nikki Blackheart, and I believe they also got Rain Leverkusen as well from the Indies from Scotland.
Yeah,
NXT has those four, and they have them on TV. Get them on NXT TV on there. I think they'll be fine if they call up JC Jane and Sol Ruka. They'll be fine. The NXT Women's Division.
You call up a Fatal Influence, or you call up Sol Ruka. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah, if you have Leverkusen, you got Blackheart, you got Catalina, and you got Anna Jay. And who knows, maybe Britt Baker when she's a free agent in the fall, whenever AEW contract's up, because I doubt Tony Khan brings her back. That's one return to AEW television that we are fairly confident will not happen. Will never happen because of Tony Khan's pettiness. But with Fatal Influence and Sol Ruka being called up after WrestleMania to the main roster, the NXT Women's Division, I don't think has anything much to really worry about at all. They'll be fine. They'll be just fine. But they have NXT Revenge next week, and then in the week 2, the Tuesday after Mania. I actually like that idea of an NXT Revenge coming out of Stand and Deliver, in my opinion, as well. But also, I saw Tony D'Angelo's the new NXT champion. Congrats to him. He's another long story coming. 5 years ago in developmental, he was this Italian Chicago mobster. Forget about it. Tony D'Angelo. Forget about it. Got the Italiano. Tony D'Angelo. It was good at first, but I'll be honest, that had a ceiling. I'm actually glad he ditched the gimmick. I don't know how you feel about it, but entertaining while it was there, but at some point he needed to evolve. And I'm actually glad he ditched the gimmick when he came back. Yeah. He was all bushy beard, just a silent, just badass silent, like ass kicker, like a silent killer kind of tone. The character is Tony D'Angelo. I quite like it.
Yeah.
And he made history being a Grand Slam champion, won the Heritage Cup, won the tag team titles with Channing Stacks Lorenzo with the D'Angelo family. He won the North American title beating Oba Femi. And he's now the NXT champion. I could not be more happy for Tony D. And very deserved and the right move.
He's done good work with this new character. He's done some good work for me. I'm happy that he's the champion.
What if Mike Santana is a free agent in the summer? We get Mike Santana go around sometime in the summer. NXT feud with the NXT title, Mike Santana versus Tony D'Angelo. I like that.
I will like it. Maybe this is how you get Tony D to the main roster.
Yeah, and you have Mike Santana as NXT champion for a while, then Tony D. Yeah, you could call him up. I don't know why he wasn't called up months ago. He should have been.
Yeah. Especially after he took time away. Because when he took that time away for months, I thought he was going to get the call up shortly.
Yeah. But he looks great. I love the bushy beard. He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And Ricky Saints and Ethan Page lost this too. I think just like Sol Ruka and Fatal Influence, I think Ricky and Ethan also get the call up. At least Ethan Page.
Yeah, I'm thinking, Tony D's got to retain over Ethan.
Yes, next week. Yeah, that's also next week as well. I believe as well. Yeah, I think that's next week as well. Ethan Page is not winning. That's an instant. I think that's his last match in NXT. he gets called up after WrestleMania. It's next week. Who knows? Maybe Ethan loses the rematch next Tuesday. Then we get Ethan show up at WrestleMania itself. Who knows?
Never know.
Especially with this whole Pat McAfee, Randy Orton thing. Apparently, Pat McAfee, I think WWE's reworking this whole situation because we'll get to that shortly, actually. But I got a lot to say on that. Pat McAfee. Ugh. But, yeah, I thought Stand and Deliver was honestly, to me, very good show. So Ruka Zaria was even good. Vanity Project and Los Americanos. Gracias, that was even good. And Vanity Project, man, I don't know how you feel. You may feel different. Vanity Project, they're very good.
I like them.
They almost call me nuts. Am I the only one that feels Undisputed Era vibes with the Vanity Project?
I won't necessarily compare it to the UE, but I could see where you're talking there.
And I think they actually added Blake Monroe to the group as well, which I actually like.
Yeah.
I like that.
It could be good.
Yeah. We had So Ruka and Zaria. I'm surprised So Ruka won, but I mean, that was also very good. Johnny Gargano, Miles Bourne was a good match as well. I would say overall, Tatum Paxley, Blake Monroe was not bad either. I would say Stand and Deliver overall was very good, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a very good show.
Yeah. And we might as well talk next about this whole debacle. Pat McAfee.
Excuse me.
That right there perfectly sums up this whole situation with Pat McAfee, man. Apparently, he was the one that was on the phone with Randy Orton. Told Orton to remind Orton who he actually is. And Pat McAfee talking about the 5'5" guys, and Pat McAfee saying, "We're here to save wrestling," blah, blah, blah. Little water break here. So let me get this straight. You have Randy Orton with a mystery caller angle, and it didn't even need a mystery caller thing in this Cody Orton thing going into WrestleMania to begin with. Orton and Cody have enough history of 20 years in the making. They don't need any celebrity involvement crap in this and all this woke celebrity garbage in this with Pat McAfee or any other shit. With Ari Emanuel thinking Pat McAfee is apparently the next Sylvester Stallone. Pat McAfee the next Sylvester Stallone? Huh? Pat McAfee is not even the next Sylvester the Cat. It goes to show you how clueless Ari Emanuel is, and he knows nothing. Ari Emanuel knows nothing about pro wrestling, doesn't know how to run a wrestling company. And apparently Pat McAfee, along with Randy Orton, was not from Triple H, was not from WWE Creative. That was an Ari Emanuel call because they need to sell tickets for WrestleMania. Well, how about you lower the fucking ticket prices like CM Punk said in his pipe bomb from Monday Night on Raw, Ari Emanuel. And Pat McAfee's revealed as the caller. For Randy Orton. I guarantee you, bro, if this was up to Triple H, you know who he would have. It would not be Pat McAfee as Orton's mystery caller. Kevin Owens, I'm very, very sure Triple H would have as Orton's mystery caller. And now I'm hearing WWE reworking the stuff with the Pat McAfee tonight. I'm reading rumors this morning before he went live here. I'm reading WWE has, quote, reworked. I'll believe it when I see it. WWE has reworked some of the plans for SmackDown with tonight after the reaction to Pat McAfee, which was majority negative, got a lot of dislikes. A lot of people hated it, myself included. A lot of people are not happy about it. oh, but it's a business. You need to run a business and make money. I don't give a fuck. How does it make any sense that Pat McAfee is the caller for Randy Orton? If this was Kevin Owens, hell, even if it was The Rock, that would have made a lot more sense because Rock has history with Cody and Randy. What history does Pat McAfee have with Cody and Randy? A commentator who last time we saw on TV last year at Backlash lost to Gunther. Now all of a sudden he's aligned with Orton against Cody. What fucking sense does that make, bro? What sense does that make? And now apparently WWE has reworked some of the plans for SmackDown after the reaction to the Pat McAfee, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton angle. Now this is according to WrestleVotes with Fightful. WrestleVotes also says that the additional outside involvement that was speculated to be Jelly Roll, it was said that WWE went back to the drawing board to discuss any possibilities regarding the story. Sources stated that CM Punk's comments on Monday were an indicator of the shift in the plans becoming fluid throughout the week, as his comments were not part of the plan. As his comments were not a part of the plan, as of the Friday of the Pat McAfee thing revealed. And also, other reports on this, and then Pat McAfee says we got some things cooking, and then he says there's a massive surprise that will be announced tonight. I hope it's Randy Orton actually killing Pat McAfee and punting him in the head because because celebrities should be nowhere near this Cody and Randy thing going into Mania. You brought this Pat McAfee thing because of Ari Emanuel brought Cody and Randy excitement from here to here. That's how bad it was. That's how fucking bad this shit was, bro. When I said I had a lot to say on this, man, you believe me and this guy.
That was a terrible segment on Friday. One of the most illogical segments I've ever seen.
I was the one who called Randy Orton. And they're talking about the Attitude Era and saying we need to save wrestling. We're here to save wrestling. Like, why? Oh, but Orton Emanuel thinks Pat McAfee's the next Sylvester Stallone. He's apparently Pat McAfee's agent. Pat McAfee, again, is not even the next Sylvester the fucking Cat. Like, is Ari this fucking stupid or clueless or what?
My God, Sylvester Stallone. The next Sylvester Stallone. He's not even the next Sylvester and Basie. It's Pat McAfee.
And apparently this Pat McAfee idea, apparently Ari wanted this, and originally Pat said no. Then Tico were trying to scramble, then they eventually convinced Pat McAfee to be the guy. Pat McAfee didn't even want this. It's just all Ari Emanuel and TKO and Endeavor because they're trying to sell tickets for WrestleMania in Vegas. Well, if you would have kept it in New Orleans, you would sell out this show, no problem.
Kept it in New Orleans and lowered the fucking prices to where it's affordable for people to not only buy the tickets, but attend the show.
Even if it was in New Orleans, bro, the ticket prices would be nowhere near as bad as the Vegas prices for Mania for Las Vegas. I guarantee it. Because the tourism is apparently down in Vegas, and Vegas is an expensive city to begin with. You got to think of not just tickets, a plane, hotel, everything, festivities, everything.
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing that we'll have 40,000 plus for both nights now.
Yeah, 40,000 a night one, 40,000 a night two.
Yeah,
down 18% from last year.
Oh, that's not a big deal. What,
bro?
What?
This is WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania. This is your biggest show of the year, and you are 18% down from the year prior. You're going back to the same stadium, to the same city, with even higher, even more expensive ticket prices.
And another factor why
that's not an issue.
And I think another big factor. Look at Mania last year in Vegas. The thing with Travis Scott, I think, left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth that probably a lot of people don't want to come to Mania this year because of that last year. That's another thing to think about.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be forgetting Travis Scott. One of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. One of the worst finishes to a wrestling match of all time.
And with John Cena's last ever WrestleMania and number 17 tainted by Travis Scott. Tainted.
Yeah. And then the following year, you would think You would think, because that too was a TKO call. Ari Emanuel wanted Dwayne Johnson for the Elimination Chamber to sell extra tickets. This is where we had Cody Soul storyline. Cena turns heel. We never see The Rock again after the Chamber. And that's what we were left with. Travis Scott taking about 2 centuries to make his entrance in the main event of WrestleMania.
Never showed up. And Rock should have showed up, and he didn't.
Yeah, the one time where The Rock should have showed up, he doesn't. Travis Scott takes about 2 centuries to make his entrance in the main event of WrestleMania. Making his entrance in the main event of WrestleMania, by the way. Slow walking his way to the ring. And he cost Cody the match.
Wearing a pretend hardcore title.
Yeah. Yeah, this was John Cena's final WrestleMania match. His 17th World Championship. And he needed help from a fucking celebrity. Who's the size of a Twinkie.
Yeah, a woke fucking celebrity. Yeah, woke fucking celebrity.
My God. You would think after that, you would think that TKO would learn their lesson and never middle with the WrestleMania main event again.
This is basically celebrities that Ari's friends with. And Ari outpricing the average fan in the families to give free tickets to his woke celebrity friends who don't respect the company, who don't respect wrestling. They're just there for themselves and the attention, where they can go on their TikTok and other social media platforms, these woke celebrities. Oh, look at me. I was at Monday Night Raw. Oh, look, I was at WrestleMania. Well, while deep down, they don't give 2 flying fucks about WWE or pro wrestling, and they're only there for themselves, these woke celebrities. And they make these shows, and you wonder why the shows are lifeless. Just
Cody Rhodes.
Ticket prices. People, fans, like a family of wrestling fans want to come to these shows. They want to be at these shows. But they can't come to the shows because you, Ari Emanuel, and Mark Shapiro and TKO outprice them.
And this is another thing that makes it so horrible. If it's true, Pat McAfee did not want to do this. He didn't want to be involved in the whole Randy Cody storyline. Why did you force him to do it then? If you wanted Pat McAfee to be involved so badly, you could have just brought him in as a commentator. You could have just had him commentate the WrestleMania match.
Shit, could have done that for a commentator.
Yeah. My God, but no, let's have Pat McAfee, because that's exactly what's going to sell tickets. Pat McAfee going on live national television and claiming how the shows are awful, how WrestleMania not sold out, the stadium is not filled.
Oh, viewership is down, and there's still available tickets for WrestleMania. Oh, Cody sucks as the champion. No, Cody doesn't suck as champion. It's TKO outpricing the average fans, and you wonder why the product is in the shithole it's in right now.
Yeah, because that's exactly what's gonna get people to wrestle. No, you know what will get people to watch the shows? If you book compelling storylines. And book compelling characters.
And on top of everything else, lower the prices. Look at the prices for WrestleMania on the cheapest in the nosebleeds. Look at the prices. You go online, look at the prices.
So horrible.
Shit. It's like an arm and a leg to go to WrestleMania. It's like you have to pay for 3 house mortgages or whatnot, or loans to buy a WrestleMania Vegas ticket. That's how expensive they are. Just lower the price. If you lower the prices, your shows will sell out no problem. People will come to these shows. That's all they have to do. Just lower the prices. And apparently, go ahead.
And another thing, you have Pat McAfee not only saying all this shit that he said, he's referencing what? CageMatch.net, because that's exactly what they need to bring attention to. CageMatch.net. He's referencing the IWC. How dare you not like what we put out on TV? That's exactly what's gonna get ratings up. You have Pat McAfee saying we need to go back to the Attitude Era. Even though you can never go back to the Attitude Era.
That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, the Attitude Era, by the way.
Yeah. You're saying how Cody Rhodes is a corporate champion.
And then apparently Cody Rhodes last Friday's SmackDown came out unscripted promo, and it was not part of the script at all. That was after Kit Wilson, The Miz, lost the tag title match to Damian Priest, R-Truth. Why? I don't know. Yeah, Danhausen there. Might I say, though, Danhausen was the entertaining part of that match and that show. When you have Danhausen, the most best part of SmackDown last week, you got a fucking problem. And that goes to show you the sad state of SmackDown these days and how shit SmackDown is.
I would be angry, too, if I had to watch a tag team title match featuring the team of Kit Wilson and The Miz. I, too, would be angry.
And then after they lost to Damian Priest and R-Truth, Cody Rhodes, Crossroads, Kit Wilson, and this was not part of the script at all, by the way. Cody Rhodes comes out, cuts an unscripted promo, and saying tonight was supposed to reveal if Randy Orton's color, and color me shocked, it's Pat McAfee. And then he apparently said to Pat McAfee, you have a receipt coming to you.
Yeah, he said that, what are you going to do, fire me? It sure worked out last time.
Yeah. And he said to TKO, kiss my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, you could bet. Yeah, I can bet Cody was angry. I can bet he was legitimately angry.
Yeah.
Like, can you blame him? This is what, the third year in a row now? Fourth year in a row now? His WrestleMania main event gets sabotaged?
It's second year in a row, or third or fourth.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock tried to muscle his way in to take Cody Rhodes' Rumble win away from him 2 years ago. Then the fans, there was a big fan backlash. Rock's ego got bruised, and he had to listen to the fans, had to pivot.
Yeah. Then last year we had the whole. Yeah, then last year we had Travis Scott interfering in WrestleMania main event.
Cody Rhodes' soul, and then Cody telling Rock to go fuck himself, and then John Cena's heel turn.
I want to fucking question about it.
Oh, but you could have done Cody tell Rock to go fuck himself and no heel turn at all at the Chamber. You think The Rock was going to allow that? I don't think so. He's on the board.
Yeah, and now this year we have Ari Emanuel having his buddy Pat McAfee. He's forcing Pat McAfee to be a part of this WrestleMania main event angle.
They're just doing it, and Ari's just doing it for Pat just to sell tickets.
Yeah. Which, color me shocked, is not working.
Apparently, fans are not just pissed about it. More than fans are pissed. The locker room's pissed, and
Cody Rhodes is pissed. Yeah.
Cody's pissed about it. Punk's pissed about it. Triple H and Great are pissed about it.
Can you blame Cody? This is the third year in a row now. This is the third year in a row where TKO are sabotaging his WrestleMania main event.
Because
this is the WWE champion.
Never have to cater to their woke celebrity friends who think there's more than two genders out there, who don't respect the fucking company and the business and the industry in WWE. They're all about themselves and are selfish and greedy fucking attention whore motherfuckers. That's all they are. They don't care about WWE. They don't care about pro wrestling. They don't.
Yeah, this is the WWE champion, by the way. This is the face of the company. When your face of the company and WWE champion is telling you that what happened on television sucked, that he's pissed about the angle that they put him in, and his WrestleMania main event getting sabotaged, that's how you know something was shit.
Yep. If this was like Kevin Owens or The Rock, this would have come off so much better than what
anybody would have been better by McAfee. Like what, Ric Flair?
Yeah, even Ric Flair, Batista. Batista's a Hollywood guy, but at least he has history with Randy and Cody. He has history. So I know Batista means it when he says he's retired, but still, even he would have made sense.
Yeah, he would have made sense. Like you didn't even need to wrestle. Could just have him as Randy's manager for WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Ric Flair, like who's Ric Flair's greatest rival? Ric Flair, who's Ric Flair's greatest rival? Dusty Rhodes. God rest his soul. Ric Flair has history with the Rhodes. He was the mentor for Randy Orton in Evolution.
Yeah. Oh, but Ric Flair says the WWE's tarnished his legacy. Oh, but Ric Flair says the WWE's tarnished his legacy. Nah, the only one that's tarnished your legacy, Ric Flair, is you with your saying I'm retired, but you're not really retired.
Yeah, and you keep coming back for these matches that are absolutely
final match there. Yeah, final match of what? You keep saying that final match. Yeah,
but like even Flair would have made sense. He has history at least with Orton, Cody,
with Evolution.
And you also can date back to Ric Flair and his feud with Dusty back in the 80s. Like that would have made sense at least.
Yes. Now, or even this guy would have been, or this guy, though he's controversial, may or may not have made sense. Maybe it would have come off terrible, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe to some yes, maybe to some no. Matt Riddle.
Yes, Matt Riddle. At least he has history with Randy Orton. I think he teamed up with Cody when Cody returned.
The one who would have made perfect sense outside of The Rock, Kevin Owens, has history with Cody, has history with Randy.
Kevin Owens' last match was supposed to be against Randy Orton at last year's WrestleMania before Owens had to go and undergo neck surgery.
Yeah. Oh, but Kevin Owens isn't cleared. You can't have it be Kevin Owens. He's not fucking cleared. Have him be a man. You could have him be. There's nothing wrong with having Kevin Owens as a manager, at least for the now time being, because I'm hearing apparently he's going for a reevaluation this summer. You could at least have Kevin Owens as a manager, at least on SmackDown TV, at least for now, before he gets cleared.
Kevin Owens is one of your best mic workers. He can talk.
Yeah. Could still have him be on TV, but it's just a managerial role just for now. There's nothing wrong with that.
He doesn't need to take a bump.
No.
You don't have him take a bump. Just have him cut promos for Randy Orton.
Yeah, and you know something? Owens as a manager for Randy as a champion on SmackDown TV would actually make for good TV on SmackDown, something that SmackDown desperately fucking needs on a 3-hour show until at least the summer. If anything that SmackDown needs a story, that would be it. And maybe Randy can form his own legacy faction with Ethan Page, maybe Ricky Saints, or maybe a Royce Keys, or somebody else from NXT. Have
Kevin Owens be their manager. Have Kevin Owens try and get them over. Have him try and get the faction over with his promos.
Exactly. Like I said, Royce Keys, Ethan Page would fit like a glove. Ricky Saints probably. Ethan and Ricky are going to get called up after WrestleMania anyway. That would be nice. Or maybe I think Jason Solomon, the Solomons, so shout out to him, by the way. He was thinking of a maybe Randy Orton new legacy faction of Orton, Randy Orton, Royce Keys, Ethan Page, and Tavion Heights. Tavion Heights is actually very good. I would not mind that at all if he was part of a new Orton legacy faction on SmackDown. Again, if there's anything SmackDown needs, it's an anchor story. That would be it. That's what SmackDown and WWE as a whole is missing, is that. That would be perfect.
Well, did you see Kevin Owens' tweet? Where he had I think it was his dog, I believe. He posted
Yes.
He looks upset. He looks upset.
Do you blame him?
Yeah. If anything, it would shock me if the original plan was actually for Kevin Owens to be revealed as the mystery caller for Randy Orton. Who's to say?
Yeah. Fuck Ari Emanuel TKO. By the way, Vince McMahon's friend, who Vince sold the company to.
Like, who's to say Kevin Owens wasn't the original plan, and then they changed it last minute, and this is why Kevin Owens did the tweet. I would blame KO too, if he was actually the guy that was supposed to have aligned with Orton.
And apparently, Pat McAfee, the idea of Pat McAfee alliance with Randy was actually not from Triple H, was not from creative, was from Ari Emanuel and TKO. Ari should stay Ari Emanuel needs to stay far the fuck away from creative as possible. Just let Triple H do his thing. Worry about your sales, but just lower the fucking prices. I guarantee you, if you lower the prices, your company and your product will be a lot better off for it, and people will come to these shows. The fact with the product they're having now and the high prices, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
It just doesn't. It doesn't whatsoever.
My God. And I agree that, if this was up to Paul Levesque, would he have Pat McAfee as reveal as Orton's caller? Absolutely not. I agree would have been, he wanted it to be Kevin Owens. I agree with you. The thing is with TKO, they don't get wrestling. They don't understand wrestling. They don't get it. They don't know how to run a wrestling company at all. And they don't respect Triple H. They don't. This is the same man, Ari Emanuel, who Vince McMahon sold the company to try and get Ultimate Power. And again, this was never about selling the WWE. Vince McMahon wanted to reclaim Ultimate Power that he lost via the Wall Street Journal back in July of 2022. Vince sold the company to Endeavor, to his friend Ari, to try and get back in power. When Vince was talking to Comcast said no, Vince stay away. Vince, what did he do? Said no. Walked away. But he sold it to Ari, his friend, thinking that Ari would keep him in charge.
And then the whole Janel Grant
thing
happened.
And ESPN synergy with Pat McAfee.
Synergy. That's how you know when something isn't right, when word synergy is used.
Corporate synergy with ESPN. Apparently that was
Yeah.
Pat McAfee's WWE return.
Yeah, nothing good comes out when there's when the words corporate synergy being used. Yeah, but what a terrible angle. Yeah, TK, they don't know shit about this business. And they don't know shit about movies either. If they think that if they think that Pat McAfee's the next Sylvester Stallone.
Bro, every sentence that comes out of the mouth of Ari Emanuel, every word and every sentence that comes out of the mouth of Mr. Ari Emanuel is money. Not one sentence he speaks that doesn't have money in it. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. They don't think they don't give a shit if something makes sense. They don't care if something is illogical or if it makes sense.
As long as it makes the
they
money.
Just want
pretty much Ari Emanuel is like Vince McMahon 2.0.
Basically who he is.
If Vince McMahon
about
was
this,
if Vince McMahon was there, he was clear of Janel Grant stuff and still there, no Janel Grant stuff happening whatsoever. If it was not even a thing, would Ari fight and argue Vince and tell Vince what to do and tell him no? I doubt it.
Yeah, that's his friend.
He was the one who forced Vince out 2 years ago, but still.
Yeah, that's his friend. He's not going to do anything to him. He's not going to challenge him.
Because they're friends.
Yeah.
It's just, again, this is the same man who Vince McMahon sold the company to when the company did not need to be sold. The company was just fine in late 2022 under Triple H and Stephanie McMahon with zero endeavor and zero TKO involved. Instead of putting the company in the hands of his family, Vince sold it to his friend, someone he knew, instead of putting it in the hands of his family. Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about his own family. Vince McMahon, and you can quote me on this, and you can clip it, don't even at me. Vince McMahon selling WWE to Endeavor was a big fuck you to his daughter Stephanie McMahon and his son-in-law Paul Levesque Triple H. Vince McMahon selling the company was a big fuck you to Stephanie and Triple H, and Vince McMahon sold the WWE out of jealousy and fucking spite because Vince couldn't stand it that his family runs the company better than he ever did in late 2022, and Vince couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Exactly.
It was never about selling the company, dude. Never.
He never wanted to retire. He never wanted to step down. He was forced to step down because of what he did.
Using company money to shut ladies up because he was having sexual affairs with them while cheating on his wife, Linda McMahon, and he wouldn't give them contracts or a push, and he used company money to have them sign NDAs to keep them quiet.
Yeah, he pushed his own daughter away. He was going to push his son-in-law away from the company if it meant staying in power.
Had it not been for Nick Khan.
Yeah, had it not been for Nick Khan.
Triple H would have never fired Triple H. You're talking bullshit. No, we're not. No,
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because from what I saw,
fired his own son Shane. Remember the 2022 Royal Rumble? Vince even fired his own son Shane McMahon.
He fired his own son after the Royal Rumble, a Royal Rumble that Vince McMahon booked because he wanted his buddy Brock Lesnar to win.
And Vince used Shane as a fucking scapegoat.
Because of course he did. Is Vince ever gonna blame himself for anything? Of course not.
Never. God forbid Vince blames himself.
God forbid. So of course he fired his own son.
And look what Vince McMahon did to NXT in late 2021. Changed it to 2.0, blew the whole thing up. Killed Black and Gold, forced Triple H out. Then Triple H goes down with a heart attack. Oh, Triple H was still in charge, and so was Shawn Michaels was in charge of NXT in late 2021 2.0. No, they were not.
No, he wasn't. So for you idiots, these people that want Vince McMahon back, WWE would be much better if we bring back Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is the reason TKO is in charge of this company. He's the one who sold it because he did not want to step down. He couldn't accept the fact he was forced out. Because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants.
And he couldn't stand the fact, and he couldn't take the fact that his family runs it better than him. All Vince had to do 3 years ago in 2023 was stay the fuck away. That's all Vince had to do was stay away. And he couldn't help himself. He couldn't take it anymore. That his daughter ran the company better than he ever did and does run the company better than he ever did. He couldn't take it. His big fucking ego couldn't take it. And he forced his way back in. He bullied his way back in. Drove his own daughter to quit. And you see WWE under TKO and Endeavor. Look at the advertisements and the constant commercials. And the past year, look what they're at, where they're at right now. That's all because of Vince McMahon. Did the company need to be sold? Of course not. They were just fine under Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. TKO doesn't respect Triple H. They don't.
Vince McMahon never respected Triple H. That's for sure. He never respected his own family.
Just look at even the Wednesday Night Wars with NXT and Dynamite. NXT lost that. Who did Vince blame for that? Triple H. God forbid Vince blamed himself. Vince was the one who wanted NXT head-to-head with Dynamite in 2020. Triple H didn't want that.
Yeah, but that's Vince McMahon for you. He's a petty motherfucker. He needs scapegoats. Shane was a scapegoat. Triple H was a scapegoat. His daughter was a scapegoat. Paul Heyman was a scapegoat.
Well, his daughter quit.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff, scapegoat.
Paul Heyman,
Bruce Pritchard, scapegoat.
Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman, remember they were the executive directors for SmackDown and Raw in 2019 to 2020? Remember that? When people thought Eric Bischoff was going to run SmackDown, Paul Heyman was going to run Raw. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, how long did they...
Eric Bischoff, what, a few weeks?
Yeah. And Paul Heyman was fired.
Starting on Fox, right? What, they got 4 million viewers with The Rock and Becky Lynch and Baron Corbin when he was King Corbin?
Yeah.
And then the second SmackDown on Fox, the draft, October 2019 draft, the ratings, they lost half of their own audience. Did Vince blame himself?
Of course not.
He blamed Eric Bischoff, and he got rid of him like that. Paul Heyman, executive director for Raw for a year. Oh, but Paul Heyman wanted to push Aleister Black and Buddy Matthews or Buddy Murphy and Andrade and Apollo Crews and Austin Theory and Riddick Moss. He wanted to push these guys on Raw like a SmackDown 6 and build Raw around Aleister, Buddy, and Andrade.
Yeah, what happened when Paul Heyman was fired?
Heyman was blamed, during the pandemic, Heyman was used as a scapegoat because the ratings down during the pandemic, and Heyman was used as scapegoat, and they got rid of him. They replaced him with Bruce Pritchard. Oh, but they thought Paul Heyman wasn't doing a good job.
It was the fucking pandemic. What did you expect?
Oh, but they got rid of him because they thought Heyman wasn't doing a very good job running Raw. I would trust Heyman any day of the week over Vince to run Raw.
Paul Heyman was trying to push for the future. He was trying to push new talent.
Even if it meant sacrificing the ratings, he didn't care if the ratings were killed or not to try and build the future. He was willing to sacrifice
it was during the pandemic anyway. It was during the pandemic anyway. You were running Raw in a fucking gym. The Performance Center.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to watch a wrestling show with empty arenas.
With no fans?
Yeah, with no fans in the building. Oh my God.
But yeah, Paul Heyman was his scapegoat. Eric Bischoff. John Laurinaitis. Johnny People Power. John Laurinaitis, People Power.
Yeah, he was a scapegoat.
With the original hush money allegations in June of 2022 when, John Laurinaitis, his name was all up and down those Wall Street Journal articles with Vince.
Yeah, and of course, Vince, who was the first guy he got rid of when those allegations came out, John Laurinaitis.
And Vince threw Johnny Ace right under the bus. Bruce Pritchard is scapegoat. Mark Carrano, remember him? sent the trash bag to Mickey James.
Yeah,
when she got released.
they had him send Mickey James's things in a trash bag.
April 2021 when Mickey James got released. Mark
Yeah,
Carano sent
Vince
Mickey
McMahon
James
told him to send. Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Did Vince McMahon blame himself? Of course not. Mark Carano was a fault guy. He threw him under the bus.
And he got rid of Mark Carano after he blamed Carano. Vince McMahon never blamed himself.
This is Vince McMahon. He never blames himself for anything.
He always needed a scapegoat to blame.
He thinks he's the almighty. He thinks he's the almighty.
I'm the almighty Vince McMahon. I'm a genius. I'm never wrong. Vince TKO never they don't respect Triple H like Vince McMahon doesn't respect his son-in-law. Oh, but Triple H sucks as a booker. He's played it safe the past year. Even if he has played the past, even if he has played it safe the past year or so, which he has, I would take Triple H over Vince 7 days of the fucking week to run the company smoothly over Vince with WWE Creative. I'd take Triple H any day of the week over Vince. And still there are idiots who want Vince McMahon back. Even JR, I heard Jim Ross says he thinks Vince is going to be involved in the creative for WrestleMania 42. Get the fuck out of here with that.
What is Jim Ross smoking?
He thinks Vince is going to have a creative influencer run creative going for WrestleMania 42. Really?
Either Jim Ross does not watch the shows or he's on something.
I think he maybe both of the above. Like,
Are
you serious with that?
My God.
He's not there anymore. Though he's in the Janel Grant stuff, but I wouldn't be shocked if Vince though he wants this Janel Grant stuff to be over so he can try and buy back the company. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see on that. But I'm hearing with the Janel Grant stuff, they may take it to court. And apparently, speaking of which, Janel Grant's court filing alleged Vince McMahon tells it. They told her that Nick Khan and also Brad Blum were informed of their relationship. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but I don't know how you feel. Maybe it's Vince McMahon trying to throw Nick Khan onto the bus because Vince can't blame himself.
Of course he does. Of course he does. You seen the messages? You saw those messages from WrestleNomics.
Oh yeah,
the good people over there.
3 years ago.
The good people over there from WrestleNomics and Brendan Thurston. They revealed more text messages that were shared between Triple H and Nick Khan. And can we say Triple H does not like
3 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, let's just say that Triple H does not like his father.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H and Vince still don't speak to each other.
I doubt it. I mean, honestly, they have no relationship. Let's be real. Any relationship they may have had was destroyed 5 years ago.
And I think Vince's 80th birthday was last year. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did Triple H and Stephanie not attend his 80th birthday celebration last August?
No, they didn't.
There you have it.
Yeah. Triple H, Stephanie, they weren't at the birthday. I don't think Shane was even there. His family weren't even at his 80th birthday.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
They probably haven't had Thanksgiving or Christmas together in several years.
Yeah, I doubt they will have one anytime soon. Besides, who wants to have Christmas dinner with Vince McMahon?
An 80-year-old fucking old corpse, decrepit corpse.
Yeah, what's he? Yeah, so what? So what? So he can have them sign NDAs too?
To try and get them to shut up.
Yeah, probably.
But apparently there was text. You mentioned texts. Apparently, the new text revealed that Triple H was wound tight, and it was during the TKO merger, and he feared that Vince McMahon was not truly being pushed out. this is what, around WrestleMania 39 time, that Vince was still spearheading creative and still throwing his weight around.
Yep.
There were some texts, by the way, if I can find them. Where they are. Oh, here they are. So text messages, they were disclosed in the ongoing lawsuit over the TKO merger, which I think the TKO merger lawsuit is still going on now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I believe Vince was selling the company illegally to get ultimate power. God, I hope that shit goes to fucking trial. And this Janel Grant stuff too. But apparently these text messages right here, this was the lawsuit over the TKO merger, and Triple H apparently said WrestleMania 40 was truly, going into Mania 40, was just truly first year as head of creative with no Vince whatsoever. And then it was, quote, was just told by security that VCAM was coming to Cleveland TV Monday. What's that about? I think it was just around early 2023, I believe, as well. If I can find it. If I can find the text. So here we go. So this was the record showing that Levesque and Nick Khan trying to reach Ari Emanuel, with Levesque apparently speaking with Emanuel. And this is what it says. This was December 9th, 2023, actually. 8:17 p.m., Paul Levesque was just told by security that VCAM was coming to Cleveland TV Monday. What's that about? Then Nick Khan's tweet deleted by sender, obviously. Then Triple H, when is their meeting? Stuff like that. And Triple H then, December 10th of 2023. The more I think about it, the more I'm kind of disappointed in that Ari convo. Seems like we are in the same place. I'm going to tell him to stay out of it or else. That's way different than I'm telling him he's done. It's over. Kicking the can down the road. Oh, and I just lost Adam Carl. My apologies, guys. I don't know what the hell happened, but we're going to try and get him back. And that was a random weird thing during the stream that usually doesn't happen here. But here we go. Just sent him the link again. I know my computer may be acting a little weird. Sorry, my computer just being my computer, but we have these texts, apparently. So basically, pretty much that. Oh, here we go. He's back now. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what the hell happened there. Maybe I was hacked.
Maybe hack.
Yeah. Maybe it was Vince McMahon. He didn't like what we said, and he tried to sabotage the podcast.
Yeah, tough fucking shit to Vince McMahon, bro. But yeah, those who were thinking 2023, early 2023, even around, especially around that time, oh, Vince McMahon wasn't back running creative. Vince wasn't backstage. Sure thing.
Yeah, it was our buddy Sappy.
Sean Ross Sappy Boy.
Yeah, Sappy Boy. Yeah, Sappy Boy, the Observer.
Oh, Vince
all these people that
he's not in Gorilla running creative. Bullshit.
This man was running creative. You've seen the message where he said, well, do Cody and Roman know of the planned finish?
Yeah.
Because if you remember Cody Rhodes, speaking of WrestleMania main event, so for Cody to get sabotaged, the plan for WrestleMania 39 for Cody and Roman, the play was for Cody to win the championship. Triple H wanted Cody Rhodes to walk out of WrestleMania 39 as a WWE champion.
Yeah.
And it was Vince McMahon who changed the outcome to Roman winning.
Because he wanted Roman Reigns as 1,000 days as Universal Undisputed Champion. Because Vince could never get enough of Roman.
No wonder Cody was pissed off on Friday. How many times does this WrestleMania main event get sabotaged? I don't blame the guy for being angry.
And WrestleMania 39 was not all Triple H. Vince changed the Cody and Roman finish for Mania 39. Even Edge and Finn Balor at Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 39 night 2. Balor was supposed to win, but Vince changed the finish of Edge winning when he didn't need the win.
Now, color me shocked. Vince McMahon changed his finishes to matches involving two people that he never liked.
Changing
Finn
this
Balor.
several times during when a show's on the air. Not
Yeah,
surprised.
never. Yeah. Finn Balor never liked. Cody Rhodes, he humiliated, making him Stardust.
And Cody Rhodes left because he didn't want to be Stardust anymore, gone for 6 years, and Vince wanted revenge on that because Cody left his precious WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, he had him lose to Roman Reigns.
And then Finn Balor, because Vince doesn't like Balor because he thinks Finn Balor's too small.
Yeah. How dare you leave the WWE? How dare you defy me, Cody? Yeah.
And then the Raw after WrestleMania 39, one of the worst Raws ever in the history of Raw and of that year. One of the worst Raws I have ever fucking sat through. Vince McMahon 6 times that episode live on that Raw during when the show was on live. Ripped up the script 6 times, rewrote the show all by himself. Remember that?
In the middle of the show, no less. In the middle of it.
Omos versus Elias match, 3-minute squash that nobody asked for. People that should have been on the show were left off the show because Vince hates them for one reason or another.
You had Seth Rollins making his entrance.
Yeah, Seth Rollins and pretty deadly, but Vince cut that off last minute.
Yes, he was supposed to be cutting a promo, and then during the commercial break, you could clearly hear somebody, probably one of the cameramen, telling Seth Rollins that his segment has been cut off. You could tell, when they came back from commercial, Rollins was pissed. They did of course, they had Seth Rollins stand in the ring, the crowd saying, oh, do his entrance. And then Rollins just walked away without saying anything.
Oh, and by the way, Omos and Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 39 night 2. Oh, but that was a Triple H idea. No, the fuck it wasn't. That was all Vince McMahon. Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley, all Vince McMahon. We didn't get that because then months later, sadly passed away. But Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania 3 years ago was all Vince McMahon. That was not Triple H at all. Same thing with Omos and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That was all the idea of Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon had a fucking hard-on for Omos.
What did we get on that episode of Raw? Oh, just when you thought Cody his luck couldn't go from bad to worse.
Teaming with Brock Lesnar, Cody. Then the match, not even a match, a tag match. It was supposed to be Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes. The main event of the Raw to WrestleMania 39. Before the match even begins, the match never happens because Brock turns on Cody, beats the shit out of him, leaves him a bloody mess, and then Brock gives this.
Yeah, no explanation was given.
And no explanation for the whole Lesnar-Cody feud going into SummerSlam 3 years ago. Zero explanation. Oh, well, you guys don't deserve an explanation. You don't need it. It's Brock Lesnar. We did deserve an explanation. What do you mean? Oh, it's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't need to give an explanation. Fuck off. Fuck off. You needed an explanation for that feud.
But this is Vince McMahon. This is Vince McMahon booking. Does logic apply? Is logic in his vocabulary?
It's in his forbidden words list that you can't say in front of him.
Yeah, logic.
Oh, that's not a belt. That's a championship. Well, it's not number one contenders. It's a championship contender, pal. Oh, you can't say wrestling. You can't say wrestler. You can't call these people wrestlers. They're superstars.
Yes, because Elias back in 2023 was the superstar.
Yeah. Holy shit. But yeah, fuck Vince McMahon and fuck Ari Emanuel and fuck Endeavor and fuck TKO. You can thank Vince McMahon for selling the company to Endeavor. And honestly, with Endeavor being still in a lot of debt, I'm not sure if they even sell the company years from now down the line. They might.
Honestly, in a perfect world, they would actually sell the company back to Stephanie and Hunter.
I mean, Stephanie's not there anymore. I would be shocked if Triple H is not pushed out in the next 18 to 24 months. I'd be shocked if that doesn't happen. I could honestly see that. I'd be shocked if it doesn't happen. I
don't think Hunter steps down. No, I don't think they would fire. If they fire Triple H, how would this make the fucking locker room?
The entire company, it's a bad fucking look.
Literally. A lot of these people.
Now, TKO may not give a shit and may not give a fuck, but do you know how bad of a look that is on them?
A lot of the people in that roster in the WWE locker room, they are Triple H guys. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Guys like that. They're Triple H guys.
And you're not and I'm telling you right now, you're not firing Cody and you're not firing Punk. No fucking way.
Literally. You can't risk pissing them off.
I think Triple H was on Cody Rhodes' podcast yesterday, saying something about Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. When their careers start winding down, that, them having a big backstage influence, Seth, Cody, and Punk. Maybe CM Punk runs NXT, takes over from Shawn Michaels, which I could see. I could honestly see that. I don't know. Do you see Punk?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you see that, though, bro.
Yeah, I could see Punk running NXT. When Shawn Michaels...
You probably make the show better, honestly. Yeah. No disrespect to Shawn Michaels, but a lot of questioning, head-scratching decisions that NXT makes sometimes down there. And it feels like...
I won't call...
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're in limbo right now. I think the best word to describe it is that they're in limbo.
Like, it feels like the NXT show is still not where it needs to be. It feels like it's written for, 6-year-olds.
I mean, he's trying. I won't call Shawn Michaels shit at his job. I think he's done fine.
Yeah,
but he's also up there in age too. Like he's 62 years old, I believe. Shawn Michaels. He will turn 61 this July. Like he's getting up there in age. He's not gonna do this he's not gonna do booking forever.
And the Undertaker's in charge of AAA. Look what he's doing. And
he's done a phenomenal job. Yeah, you're certainly not gonna fire the Undertaker. A guy who's respected. Who's beloved and respected, but in this industry and by the locker room.
Everybody.
Yeah, you're not gonna fire him.
Like he is WWE. He is a leader. Is Undertaker. He's doing, like you said, phenomenal job with AAA. It still is. He gets it. He knows his shit. He gets it and knows what he's doing. Undertaker having an influence, I'd love to see it. Cody Rhodes, I could see probably. Cody Rhodes, I think would be great, and he was an EVP at AEW. Seth Rollins, I think, would not be bad. I don't know about Roman, but I could. But I mean, I don't know about if Triple H is going to be around when Seth, Cody, and Punk have influence somewhat take over. But I mean, I could absolutely. But at the end of the day, I could see Cody, Punk, and Seth absolutely have an influence. At least, maybe I don't know about taking over. I would love to see it. At least have influence on the product. When their careers start winding down, they start slowing down in the ring, and they near retirement. I could see it. I'm sure you probably feel the same way. I feel the same way. And then I don't know about Seth running Raw, Cody SmackDown, other way around. I don't know, but
but the thing being is, firing Triple H will be the worst thing that TKO could ever do. From a PR standpoint, you can't risk pissing off the dressing room as well, because a lot of those people, they are loyal to Triple H.
Well, though TKO may not give a fuck.
Yeah. But they can't do that. They shouldn't do that. And they also like Stephanie, too. Stephanie's beloved also backstage.
If they ever push Triple H out, call me a conspiracy theorist. You may not hear from anybody else, maybe just me and a me-only guy. If they ever push Triple H out, call me crazy. I mean, you know the original Hush Money scandal against Vince in the summer of 2022? It's either Nick Khan or Stephanie McMahon that was the whistleblower that leaked those Wall Street journals out. That leaked those Wall Street Journal articles. If it was not Nick Khan, do you think it may have been Stephanie doing that to her own father?
It wouldn't surprise me. Just looking at these text messages.
Vince would, if it was up to Vince, he'd fire Stephanie in a second.
He would have fired Triple H in a second too.
Vince don't give a fuck about his own family. So, I mean, if Triple H were pushed out by TKO and Rock comes in with Brian Gerwicks, which I don't think would be good, if that were the case, could you see Stephanie try again to Endeavor and Ari like what Stephanie may have tried to do to her father in the summer of 22? Because Stephanie may have very well been the whistleblower against Vince in the original Wall Street Journal Hush Money article in the summer of 2022.
She may have been also the one that set out the Janel Grant thing.
Either her or Nick Khan. Maybe a combo of both Stephanie and Nick Khan. I know Nick Khan is friends very close with Rock, but Nick Khan, I think, is a good friend of Triple H as well. And I read something, if it wasn't for Nick Khan, Triple H would have been out 3 years ago.
I can believe it. I mean, the text messages exist. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah. I mean, you can call me a conspiracy theorist. I'll put my conspiracy theory cap on. But if it, I may be a less 1% chance it happens, but if it happens and Triple H is pushed out in 18 to 24 months and Stephanie leaks something to the Wall Street Journal about Ari, and I think they're in this TKO merger lawsuit as well, I think still, right? In this Janel Grant stuff. Who's to say?
Yeah.
I may be the only one saying it, quite honestly, but there's always that very small chance possibility. Just saying. But going back to what the text, man, yeah. Again, it was never about selling the company. Oh, but Vince wasn't back in 2023 in creative. That Raw after Mania 39 says otherwise. And Triple H and nobody else wanted Vince there. I'm glad Vince is not there anymore. But then again, Vince McMahon's like a human cockroach. You think he's down, but he's not out.
Yeah, he's a cockroach. Yeah, he just refuses to go away.
You thought Miz was cockroach, right?
At least the Miz is a good human being.
He's not a scumbag pervert like Vince McMahon is, who's a pedophile. Yeah. And I heard the court case, I think, could go to, I think what their next date is June, it could go to trial, or what was the other word? It could not go to trial. The judge has decided that this could either go to trial, which Janel Grant wants, or it could go to private arbitration, which is what Vince McMahon wants. And arbitration means the lawsuit's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hope to God it goes to trial. If anything, Vince McMahon should be in fucking jail. The man should be locked up behind bars like a rat in a cage.
Yeah, and throw away the key.
Yeah, lock him up and throw away the key or swallow the key. Make sure he gets no access to try and escape or break out of prison. Fuck him. And fuck anyone who supports him. Holy shit. But yeah, with this whole Pat McAfee thing, it doesn't make any sense. Apparently they got some rework this story tonight. I'll believe the plan tonight. I'll believe it when I see it. And apparently Pat McAfee says tonight is a massive surprise. I'm not holding my breath on that. Let's just say I'm not holding my breath on that. And I'm not setting myself up for big disappointment, thinking it's something big. I'm not setting myself up for that, bro.
Me neither. But go watch the big surprise gonna be.
I'm hearing rumors of Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee at Backlash, according to The Observer. Please fucking no. They can't be serious with that.
Oh, joy.
Oh, but what do you have against Jelly Roll? He had a decent match with Kit Wilson. Why are you so against Jelly Roll?
We don't need celebrities involved.
For Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes against Pat McAfee and Randy Orton at Backlash. Nobody asked for that.
McAfee.
One person only wants that shit. And that's Ari Emanuel, the guy who knows fuck all about wrestling. That's who wants that shit.
McAfee. See a fuck golden. McAfee.
McAfee, yeah, like MAGA, Donald Trump, like McAfee.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of the
Pat McAfee, there you go. Pat McAfee, yeah. We don't need celebrities involved in the Cody Randy story. You got the story right there with Orton Cody.
20 years history in the making with Legacy back in 2009. They don't need celebrity crap in this involvement with the story. None of that. The story with Cody and Randy tells itself.
Yeah, legacy. Cody making his debut on Raw.
Cody came back to the company 4 years ago, and this inclusion of Pat McAfee has made it go from here to here.
Yeah, Cody's Raw debut in 07 was against Randy Orton when he was feuding with Dusty.
Yes.
They were the same faction. Legacy. Cody went from the protege to the face of the company. Become a multi-time WWE champion. Randy Orton, he's looking to win number 15, but he has to win against the guy he mentored. Like, the story was there. Student versus teacher. Protege versus mentor. The story was there.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't need Jelly Roll involved. They don't need Pat McAfee involved.
And apparently in the CM Punk pipe bomb from Monday, and this came from the heart, by the way, probably the best. I don't know if you call this better than his 2011 pipe bomb. And this was a great pipe bomb from CM Punk on Raw Monday, nonetheless. He mentions the fact he calls, like you said, Pat McAfee, Pat McAfee. And he called him, he says, you think you just come on here again into my business because Ari Emanuel, it's like you come into my business, disrespect the company and the industry. Well, why don't you tell your agent, Ari Emanuel, who was cool enough to bring you in, then tell him to lower the damn ticket prices because he wants the families to come to the shows and see me beat Roman Reigns' ass. And then CM Punk also dissed The Rock, calling him a Hollywood star. Oh, I'm sorry. Was a Hollywood star.
Used to be a Hollywood star.
Oh, but he still is. He's the people's champ. The great one, the Brumble. He is the big Hollywood star. He still is. Really now. Oh, but he has Jumanji. He has Black Adam. He has Moana.
Here's the other thing. The other thing with the ticket price. Pat McAfee is mocking. He's saying the ticket. WrestleMania is not sold out. There's still seats. The stadium is not filled. He was actively talking shit about everybody that was main eventing WrestleMania.
Pat McAfee buried the company, buried the WWE Championship, buried the industry, he buried the entire company as a whole.
Yeah, he buried CM Punk. CM Punk, he's in the main event of WrestleMania. The same WrestleMania that barely has 40,000, that Pat McAfee mentioned. How do you think that made him feel? How do you think it made Cody feel? How do you think it makes Orton feel?
Makes them look like fucking this big.
He makes them look like failures because they're in the WrestleMania main event. Even though it isn't really their fault, it's TKO's fault for charging astronomical prices that people can't even afford to buy them.
Charging an arm and a fucking leg to go to WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I'm sure Punk was angry that his name is getting thrown under the bus. He was thrown under the bus.
Yep. They mentioned Roman Reigns failing at football and The Rock and stuff like that, and Ari Emanuel and TKO and Mark Shapiro. Good. And it was unscripted, apparently. It came from the heart. Good.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, the Pat McAfee promo too, that was also unscripted.
Like he says, you think you could come onto my show and disrespect me and try and bury me when your agent was foolish enough to think that you on TV was a great idea with Cody and Randy. Well, tell your agent to call him up to tell him to lower the ticket prices. And speaking of which, I read another report that WWE is planning to lower the ticket prices this summer. I will believe it when I see it.
They better.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
fuck the peace side.
Yeah. Apparently, WWE's planning to lower the ticket prices. Again, seeing is believing, and I'll believe it when I see this. Apparently, and this is according to Brian Alvarez with Bodyslam.net. Following Raw, Brian Alvarez reported that it appears WWE is looking to lower ticket prices through the summer, giving the on-air moment on an off-screen dimension that suggests the issue is being addressed at a corporate level. And apparently not just CM Punk, a bunch of wrestlers in the locker room have been very vocal to lower the damn ticket prices for these shows for the fans. And also, according to bodyslam.net, they also added in further context with sources indicating that WWE and TKO are very aware of the social media conversation surrounding ticket prices heading into WrestleMania, that several top superstars have been actively pushing for the company to lower costs, believing that diehard fans are being priced out and deserve the opportunity to attend shows in person. The pricing concerns have been particularly acute around WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas when tickets first went on sale. The cheapest single-day ticket was $266, with prices reaching as high as $16,000 for second-row seats. Two-day packages started at $738 and climbed to $46,000 for the second row, though prices have since been reduced somewhat. And also, despite WWE running multiple promotions to boost sales, including announcing John Cena as a WrestleMania host, and only the 316 days still offering 31.6% off tickets, produced a significant uptick. As of April 3rd, WrestleMania 42 tickets for sales were 18.8% behind the same point last year for WrestleMania 41, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The broader pricing issue traces back to the WWE UFC merger, which was under TKO Group Holdings in September 2023. Since that point, WWE's average ticket price has doubled from approximately $52 between 2020 and 2023 to $118 in 2025. I will believe it when I see it.
Right.
I will believe it when I see it with these ticket prices. They should lower the prices. They should. People want to come to the shows. How can they come to these shows when you're charging like what, $200 for the cheapest in the nosebleeds? That's a lot of money. Like, say you have like a wife. You're like, yeah, there's a husband, wife, and they have what, like what, 3-4 kids? They want to come to the shows, right? Imagine the cheapest ticket is $200 a piece. That's over $1,000 to pay for tickets.
My God.
Then you got to think of if you got to drive the area to get gas, or say fly if you're in another state to fly with an airplane, and then you got to think of a hotel possibly, then food for the going to the event, and at the event the concession stand, merchandise. That's a lot of money. Like, you're outpricing the average hardcore fan. Even the casual fans are being priced out.
Yeah, even the casual fans that would have been curious to attend these shows, and they can't even attend it because the prices are so astronomically too high. It's like this business model. It's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable.
It's all TKO corporate greed, and like they're outpricing average fans. It's not working. And your own roster and own wrestlers are calling this out and have been pushing for it. That's a problem when you have them saying something about it, because they want the fans to come to the shows.
Like, didn't Randy Orton? Wasn't there a video last year, WrestleMania? Somebody, I think it was I don't know where it was. I think it was at a hotel somewhere. Or it was one of the fans. They told Randy Orton. Randy Orton met with fans, and they told him how much they charged to buy tickets for WrestleMania.
Yes, I remember that now.
They told him it was they paid $30,000 to buy a ticket, and Randy Orton was shocked. You could see Randy Orton's reaction. He was so shocked.
That's like paying $33,000 to go to WrestleMania in Las Vegas, dude. That's like a yearly paid job salary to go to WrestleMania.
Literally, when you had Randy Orton shocked and flabbergasted. Like, that should have been a wake-up call right then and there.
But TKO and Endeavor can't lower the prices because they're in a lot of debt. They got to pay off this debt right now. They can't wait. They got to do this now. They have to outprice to pay their debt now. They're on crunch time to pay off their $6 billion in debt. If you lower the prices, and who cares how long it takes to pay it off? If you lower the prices, you'll be having no problems trying to pay it off. You'll make your money anyway, and you lower prices, things are a lot better off for it overall, no problem. And if you lower prices, people will come to these shows. I guarantee you lowered these prices, you'll sell out your shows, no problem. Right now, they're not selling out. I mean, they're close to being sold out, but they're not sold out. If you lower the prices, I guarantee fucking to you, you'll sell out these every week, no problem. $33,000 for Las Vegas WrestleMania. That is beyond ridiculous. That is absurd. Absurd.
That is robbery. If anything, that's robbery.
And then you got to think of a plane to fly to Las Vegas and then a hotel, and they're not cheap either. And tourism is down in Las Vegas. And Vegas is not a cheap city to begin with. Then you got to think of festivities and the casinos and then WWE World and food and all this other stuff. Gas. If you rent a car, the car rental or an Uber, that's very pricey. That's not cheap by any means. You know? I wish they would lower these prices. I would be shocked if they do, honestly, at this point.
I mean, that'll be the right thing to do. That'll be the right thing.
Go ahead.
That'll be the right thing to do.
Even if you lower them just a little bit, it's better than nothing. Something, at least something of that. Because what they're doing now for prices and charging for prices for tickets nowadays is not working out. It's not. Honestly. Even the MSG show and even Saturday Night's Main Event and MSG this July, it may change from now. But right now it's like $150 in the nosebleeds for Saturday Night's Main Event in Madison Square Garden this July. I kid you not. Look it up. You need to stop outpricing the fans, TKO. They need to stop that because people want to come to the shows. The people that are at these shows are nothing but lifeless, emotionless, fucking woke D-list celebrities who are only there for the attention themselves. They don't respect WWE. They don't care about the talent. They don't care about you or me. They're only there for themselves. You know? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But also, speaking of WrestleMania, might as well say this here. And Anthony Bagani, my best friend earlier, and I know it's a late in the video, but he says he thinks night one of WrestleMania is really stacked. He says there's more matches on night one than on night two.
I think there are 7 matches. There are 7 matches on night 1 and 6 on night 2.
Yes. And I do have to agree with Anthony on this, that night 2 looks a lot better and stacked than night 1. Not that night 1 can't deliver, because looking at the card this year for Mania compared to last year, this year's card looks a lot better and stronger. If
we look at the card for night 1, WrestleMania night 1, let me see. Oh, there it is. There's the card. So here's the night 1 card. The opening match will be LA Knight, and the Usos against IShowSpeed, Austin Theory. Yeah, at least that's the one celebrity that's not in a main event storyline that I actually don't have a problem with.
And he may actually do well if he did well in the 2025 Royal Rumble. And remember when he got broken in half, but that Braun Breaker spear.
Yeah, he was folded like an accordion.
He does a backflip, then Braun Breaker runs ropes, breaks him in legit half with a spear.
Yeah, and he was and during a live show, IShowSpeed, he was tossed to the camera.
Yeah,
and he was selling the attack. Like, I'll give him credit. He does scare.
He's not like some of these celebrities that don't respect the business, that make it look like a joke.
Yeah, at least he gives a shit.
And I heard this match is going to open night 1 WrestleMania, which I think is a good move.
Yeah, this will be the opener. IShowSpeed's Theory and Logan against the Usos and LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu.
Unsanctioned.
Women's tag team title match, Fatal 4-Way. The Irresistible Forces defending against Charlotte and Alexa, Bayley and Lyra, and the Bella Twins.
And I heard rumors of the Bella Twins, Nikki Bella out with an injured ankle. There are rumors if the Bellas don't make Mania, the Kabuki Warriors could beat in this, and Io Sky could be shit out of luck for a Mania match, which I hope is not the case. Or if the Bellas are still wrestling at Mania, then will be Io versus Asuka, potentially added to WrestleMania. Now, I read earlier this morning, Dave Meltzer thinks that Io and Asuka could be moved to Backlash, which I don't believe.
Please, no.
I take that with a grain of salt. Honestly. But we mentioned the Bellas, the Irresistible Forces, Bayley and Lyra, and Charlotte and Alexa.
Yeah, we have AJ Lee versus Becky for the women's IC title.
Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan for the women's world title, which I've been liking what they're doing. And if you look at that big bump Liv Morgan got.
Oof, we're going to talk about it more. Although, some good news for her and Roxanne.
Yes.
In all fairness.
Do you think Liv Morgan makes the Mania card because of that?
I think she will. I mean, if she's not legitimately injured, which from the sounds like she's not, her and Roxanne are they're doing okay. I think she still makes the Mania card, although I don't think she gets physical on Raw this Monday.
Let's say if she doesn't make the Mania card, do we see Io against Stephanie as her substitute?
You can do that.
I love that. If Liv's not good, if Liv's not ready to go for Mania, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Here we have Seth Rollins versus Gunther.
Should be good. And I expect Braun Breaker to make his return here and cost Seth Rollins the match.
And then the main event for night one, the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Why is Owen Brock not the main event of night one?
Beats me.
Because of this.
Speaking of Brock and Oba, they are the opening match for night two.
And I heard it's an ESPN call. They wanted it.
Yeah. We have Oba and Brock opening night two. We have the IC title ladder match.
Yes. It's now 6 men. Rey Mysterio, by the way, made his return Monday.
Yeah, it'll be Penta defending against Rey Mysterio, JD McDonough, Rusev, Dragon Lee, and Javon Evans.
This may actually be match of the weekend, actually. Look at the names. The 6-pack ladder match for the IC title should be a banger.
Yeah.
And also Rey Mysterio, the original plans, Rey Mysterio and Gunther. And Rey was not cleared in time for Gunther and Rey at WrestleMania, and then Braun Breaker not cleared in time for Mania. I don't know, but maybe another factor, Rey Mysterio didn't want Gunther to retire him, and Rey Mysterio is not close to retiring, and when he does retire, he wants his son Dominik to retire him and not Gunther, which I couldn't.
Probably.
Which, if that is true, I don't blame Rey for that, in my opinion.
Yeah. The guy can still go. Like, there's no need to retire him now.
And I know Gunther's a career killer, but you're going to do Gunther and Rey now when Rey's not even close to retiring now? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But we have Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the U.S. title.
Do you think Carmelo Hayes gets added to the card, bro?
I wish. I would like to hope.
Mello and Ilya, at least Mello, but got little Yachty in this thing too with Trick Williams, which I don't mind going into Mania, but coming out of Mania,
Yachty's a manager. He's not even the main focus. He's friends with Trick Williams. At least it makes sense for him to be there.
But Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title a few weeks ago, which I didn't agree with, and they needed to add Carmelo Hayes. But I know, like, Mel lost clean, but I know his leg, but it's like you're not leaving Mel off the card. Can't be. That would be creative malpractice.
Surely they find a way at least to get Melo on the show.
He should be wrestling on the show, not this Andre the Giant Memorial fucking Battle Royal. Fuck that.
We have, speaking of something that doesn't interest me, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley.
How did I know you were going to say that, bro?
Because you said, fuck that. In terms of something you hate. It's something we hate.
That build has been dog shit. Rhea Ripley is trying to carry it, but Jade Cargill just fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Oh, but she's got a new baddies group with B-Fab and Michin. Who gives a fuck? 2 losers compared with Jade Cargill. You expect me to care all of a sudden?
Yeah, you can tell when two people don't like each other.
two people who legit hate each other in real life and you have a shit feud, yeah, goes hand in hand. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Carol. So
And
a feud that isn't shit.
And I'm hearing Bianca Belair starting training soon. I hope she's back soon come WrestleMania. I hope so.
Hopefully.
Because God knows that show needs Bianca.
Happy birthday to Bianca Belair, by the way.
Yes.
She just celebrated her birthday. And we got a feud that isn't shit, that is actually good, is Finn Balor versus Dominik.
Yeah, this should be good.
Yeah, we got the return of the Demon.
I'm surprised we didn't get Finn Balor and JD McDonough on Monday and Raw because I was looking forward to that, but it was not even a match. Then Finn Balor told it was a backstage promo, Dominik, you unleashed a side of me, and it was the Demon. And TKO couldn't wait to get that Demon Finn Balor graphic out.
Of course.
TKO couldn't help themselves, so they did it. And then the main event of night 2 obviously is Roman Reigns CM Punk.
The night 2 ring event. The night 2 main event.
Yeah, I have to agree. Night 2 looks a lot stronger than night 1, if I'm being completely honest with you here. Not to say night 1 looks bad on paper. Doesn't look the best on paper, but doesn't mean it can't deliver. I mean, the opening match should be good with the 6-man tag. Jacob and Drew should be very good. I'm liking what they're doing. Stephanie and Liv, at first, I was not feeling it, but the recent few weeks, it's starting to pick up. And they've been getting physical, which I like, actually, with Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, where was the feud? Look at their sit-down interview from Raw Monday. Probably their best promo.
Yeah.
When Becky Lynch went up to Michael Cole saying you're a terrible interview commentator, and she pushed Michael Cole out the way. When telling AJ Lee 11 years ago after Mania 31, you quit. And AJ Lee said that to Becky Lynch again, I'm your daughter's favorite wrestler. And everyone's favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. And Becky Lynch was pissed when AJ Lee mentioned her daughter's favorite wrestler is AJ Lee. Again, where was this build going into their match at the Elimination Chamber?
Come on now, bro. You didn't like it that AJ was telling Becky to swing.
Swing, Becky. Swing, Becky. Is that how you would talk to me in real life? Outside of the cameras?
No.
Is that how a normal person talks to a normal person out in public conversation? Swing. Like, what the hell is that?
So stupid.
Very. The women's tag team title fatal 4-way. If anything, this women's tag title match at Mania should have been Charlotte and Alexa versus Bayley and Lyra. Why are the Bellas in this, and why are Nia and Lash Legend in this? I don't understand it. Then you got Seth Rollins, Gunther. Should be good, but there's no story. Though I will give WWE some credit that Gunther on the promo Monday saying that Paul Heyman, you owe me a lot more than just a big thank you. Could foreshadow Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. And Brock's retirement match, it could lead to that. Who knows? I think that's where it leads to. They did it for a reason. You know, and then...
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would have to agree. I don't know how you feel night 2 looks stronger than night 1. Night 2 feels like the real WrestleMania. I feel like night 1 is like an appetizer. And they've done this for the night 2 format for WrestleMania the past several years. This isn't the first time they've done this. And to me, I would have balanced this out a little more better. They're just how I would format both night 1 and night 2 for WrestleMania. I would have them both even. I don't know would you have booked this differently, how they booked for night 1 and night 2?
I mean, I'm kind of surprised though that there's only one women's match on night 2. I thought they would book at least 2 matches.
Yeah,
I personally would have had the AJ Becky match on night 2. I would have personally had AJ Becky on night 2.
Yeah,
just to balance things.
Now there's 7 matches on night 1 and 7 for night 1, 6 for night 2. They could add a 7th match for night 2. They could potentially add Io Sky and Asuka, apparently. which I could see probably.
They should.
If not that, if Carmelo Hayes is not added to the United States title match on night 2, do we see Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov again on night 2? Though we've seen it a few weeks ago. Do we see it again on night 2? And like a grudge match. And correct me if I'm wrong. Has Ilya Dragunov on the main roster ever beaten Carmelo Hayes? With all the times they fought on SmackDown?
No.
So there you could have a little story right there. Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania on night 2, where Dragunov has never ever beaten Carmelo Hayes. I know it's a week or so before WrestleMania, but fuck it. Ilya Dragunov finally beats Melo at WrestleMania, and maybe do Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov for the United States title coming out of WrestleMania, because I do think Trick Williams wins the U.S. title at WrestleMania anyway, as he should. But that's just
I would
my
prefer
theory.
Melo. I would prefer Melo and Dragunov get added to the match.
They really
US title match, and I would book Io versus Asuka at WrestleMania, because I don't see how you leave Io off the WrestleMania card. That you talk about booking malpractice. That would be booking malpractice.
Yeah, then every single writer on the SmackDown creative team should be fucking fired at that point.
Or Raw writing team, because Io's already.
Well, Raw writing has nothing to do with it. It's the shit creative on SmackDown. Like, SmackDown is the worst show on television. Raw is not even close to bad as SmackDown is. Not even close.
I think they're building cohesively to WrestleMania.
Yeah, Raw coming out
and
of
the show's actually been good.
Been solid. But SmackDown is like very hit or miss. It's like SmackDown is bad. I know Collision is unwatchable, but they're not bad like bad like SmackDown is. Not even TNA is this bad like SmackDown.
Yeah.
That's how terrible SmackDown is. It's just not a good show. And it's 3 hours as well. That also doesn't help. But even if the show was 2 hours, it still doesn't fix the problems that is on SmackDown.
I would take a 2-hour show any day of the week over a 3 hour show.
They got rid of Road Dogg. It didn't change a damn thing. It's a lot more than just Road Dogg. Holy shit.
Yeah. Road Dogg may have sucked. He may have sucked, but there's more people than Road Dogg that they have to deal with. Like, he wasn't like the only problem. He wasn't the problem, but he wasn't the solution either.
Exactly. Like, at least he kind of held it together somewhat, but he was still not good. Bruce Pritchard's still there, Michael Hayes, Ed Koskey. You got to get rid of them, because as long as they're still there, nothing will change. Triple H is the head of creative, but he gives the yes or the no. But if you still have the people who worked with Vince from the Vince administration, like Bruce Pritchard, Ed Koskey wrote, and Michael Hayes, as long as those clowns are still there, nothing on SmackDown is going to change. You know? Like, look at what we're getting. Even the Tiffany Stratton doesn't feel the same on there. And it looked like she was going to get Julia at WrestleMania for the women's U.S. title. Why would you want that on the show? There's no heat. There's zero heat to that. You know, just SmackDown's just an awful show. At least Raw's been solid coming out of the Elimination Chamber and all, and Raw was actually not a bad show Monday at all. It actually built nicely for WrestleMania. Oba and Brock had a nice contract signing. I see people complaining, pull apart brawl, and that was it. I didn't see an issue with that. I don't know how you felt about it.
It actually made sense.
And even the WWE, remember the Cody and Orton pull apart brawl? That 10-minute pull apart brawl. Where Jelly Roll got RKO'd.
Then they had the Jelly Roll there that gets RKO'd.
Yeah. And even the Cody Punk and Roman pull apart brawl from Raw, I think in the Garden last week, or a few Mondays ago. Yeah, pull apart brawl, but not anywhere close to that as Cody and Randy was before that. But Oba and Brock had a little, not even a pull apart, it was like a contract signing, and then it was like over like that. I didn't have a problem with that. I see people complaining, that was it? Oh, that's it? Oba and Brock attack each other? Oh, that's it? I didn't see an issue with this, quite frankly. I don't think you need a pole part brawl with this magnitude with Oba and Brock. It doesn't need it. And they pretty much sold their match for WrestleMania. And it's not even a title on the line.
Yeah, well, I do like, though, that the fact that Oba, he's still made to look strong. I've been liking that. They've been done an incredible job, making Oba look like a big threat to Brock Lesnar.
I agree, yeah. And every time Oba's got the better of him, I'm not sure if Brock may actually come up with a W here at WrestleMania. Who knows? But I don't know.
Who knows?
But I'm liking what they're doing with Oba Femi as well as Brock Lesnar as well. I'm also shocked if they had a 7th match for WrestleMania. They may or may not. They may save it for the AAA show. The Kaiser Americano versus Gable Americano, mask versus mask. They may do it the Raw after Mania or that AAA show. I think that's coming up. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, tomorrow, which I think also Penta's defending the IC title tomorrow. Correct me if I'm wrong as well, against Vikingo.
Yeah. Well, else, maybe we could see Vikingo in the WrestleMania ladder match. You never know.
Though I think Penta retains, but should be a banger tomorrow. But I mean,
yeah, I think Penta retains.
Yeah, as he should. He's actually been doing decent work with the IC title lately since he won it a month ago. He's been having a fairly decent reign. Honestly.
Yeah.
What about the
with the whole Americanos thing, I actually thought that they would be doing the Americanos, Gable and Kaiser one-on-one at WrestleMania. Because that's what it looked like it was heading. Maybe they're doing it at AAA instead?
If not,
maybe they do it at one of
after Mania. If they don't do it at WrestleMania, that mask versus mask.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, I think at this point we can both agree Chad Gable should be unmasked, no longer Gable Americano. If I'm being very honest, I think it's time.
Yeah.
To have Chad Gable
it's time. Like, as long as we get Chad Gable back, that's all that matters. As long as we get Chad Gable back, which it should lead to.
Or if you want to make the Raw after Mania 42 must see, you could do mask versus mask, Americano versus Americano. Yeah, you could do something like that. Have Gable lose and he takes off the mask, and we get Chad Gable back on TV again, and we get him a push this time. Yeah. But I mentioned Oba Femi. It might as well be the last topic here before we conclude episode 20 today. Can't believe it's been 20 episodes.
Yeah, but, it's amazing.
This last topic real quick before we conclude this episode here. I mentioned Oba Femi a few moments ago with Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi. I think this was when Raw was in the Garden a few Mondays ago. Apparently, Oba Femi and Dominik Mysterio, they were both confronted by fans. And again, I do this. Fans. Stalkers. They were hounded by stalkers that try and get an autograph from Oba Femi and Dominik Mysterio outside of a hotel. Fucking weirdos, man. Like people are crazy and just weirdo creeps, man. And apparently,
why does it keep on happening?
This guy asked Oba Femi what for, like an autograph, and Oba was trying to get in his Uber, and Oba said no, and he ignored this guy. And then apparently this fan, oh fuck Oba Femi, he's an asshole. What a dick. What a prickhead.
This guy is going to his fucking Uber.
Some of these fans are so entitled, think these wrestlers owe them the whole world. These wrestlers don't owe you fucking shit. They owe you nothing. And this is the second time Oba Femi's been bothered by a fan. Remember that meet and greet with Oba Femi, late February, about over a month ago? This girl wanted like a pom-pom pose with Oba Femi, and Oba told her no. And then this girl said,
she wanted him to do with
you, Oba, and talk shit to Oba.
You're in for a
you didn't do the pose I wanted you to do.
Bro, you are in a meet and greet. You're supposed to. All you should be doing is taking pictures and telling wrestlers how much you like them.
Yeah.
My God,
Like you go to a meet and
these
greet,
people need.
you talk for like not like a minute less than that, 30 seconds, autograph if you want, photo, then next one in line, rinse and repeat. That is the purpose of a meet and greet. These wrestlers owe you nothing beyond that.
The entitlement of these people.
Holy shit. And then they approached Dominik, and then Dominik, it's like, oh, Dominik, can I go to autograph? And Dominik apparently said no. Good. Like, what is with some of these creeps, man? Seriously.
They had these stalkers. They were stalking Stephanie.
Stephanie Vaquer. It was on her birthday. She was not having a good day. And then this fan came up to Stephanie. I think it was out of her car or an Uber or whatnot. It was Stephanie Vaquer's birthday today. She was apparently having a bad day. And this guy asked Stephanie Vaquer for a picture. Stephanie had to tell this guy no several times. Then this same guy went on social media and blasted Stephanie Vaquer and talked shit about her. I think I may have the tweet, actually. It's funny you say that, too. This was recently. Here it is. Hold on. If I can find it. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So, Rudyville on X at OK Rudy Depp. He at Stephanie Vaquer. Thank you for stopping for your fans. You're the fakest ever. You're not the Primera. You're the last. I just asked you for a photo and an autograph. All the rest of the female wrestlers did it with no problem except you. You was the mean one of all. Check out of my list. What a clown.
The entitlement. The entitlement of these people. The entitlement of these people. Why? Because she didn't want to be late to whatever her next flight was, or she wanted to go home and rest.
And then Stephanie Vaquer seen this idiot's tweet, and he replies to this guy.
She replies.
I always stop, and I'm very kind to my fans. Yesterday was my birthday, and I was honestly having a really bad day. Even so, I politely asked for understanding, and many people respected that. But you followed me for a long time, saying hurtful things and making me feel uncomfortable. I told you no multiple times, and you kept following me and recording, and now you're posting this on social media. It's sad to see people like you call themselves fans. And honestly, you don't even have to explain yourself at that point, because quite frankly, it's none of these fans' fucking business to know these wrestlers' personal life either. Stephanie don't even have to explain herself why she's having a bad day.
I feel sorry for her. Like, it happens all the time with these wrestlers.
It happens
at
airports.
People don't learn.
Multiple stories of fans following wrestlers at the airport to try and get an autograph. A photo, fine, but to autograph, like, I remember Kevin Owens a year ago being very vocal about this, saying that, one of my biggest pet peeves, don't follow us at the airport. We're trying to catch our flights. I'll take a picture with you, but I don't sign at the airport.
Airports, hotel rooms.
Or on the street, following wrestlers to their car. Rhea Ripley has been vocal about this. CM Punk has said this. Bianca Belair said this. I think it happened to Sheamus last year. Jey Uso, I think, has said it too. Sasha Banks when she was in WWE. Liv Morgan. Rey Mysterio 3 years ago when he was unmasked. Remember these fat out of shape people with a bunch of Funko Pops and posters to try and get Rey to sign an autograph so they can go sell it on eBay to make a quick buck, because they can't go, because it's too lazy to go get an actual real job, and they just want these wrestlers to sign an autograph so they can go sell it on eBay. Like, they're not real fans of these wrestlers, and they hound wrestlers at the airport. They track down their flights when these wrestlers are trying to catch their flights, and they track these wrestlers' flights down to get past. Even there's like some people that buy plane tickets to get past security check to meet wrestlers at their own plane gate to get an autograph. Like, that is not okay. Like, that's not cool at all. Like, Kevin Owens even said last year, like, if you do that, you're an asshole. And he did it to one guy who did it last year. He was at Kevin Owens' plane gate, and Kevin Owens told this guy no. And then this guy starts talking shit about Kevin Owens too. Well, fuck him. It's unbelievable.
They never learn. They never learn.
Like, respect these wrestlers' privacy. They're trying to catch their flight. It's like, how about we leave these fucking wrestlers alone? They're trying to get to the show on time, trying to catch their travel flight. It's just insane. I think even Bronson Reed even said on X last year, I don't sign at the airport.
Yeah.
Like, what is with these fucking idiots, man? Like, they don't respect wrestlers' privacy at
They
all.
don't.
Holy shit.
CM Punk said it best during this pipe bomb. CM Punk said it best. All these people, they want people to sign autographs because they want to sell it on eBay because they're too lazy to go get a real job.
Tell CM Punk when he's telling lies.
Yeah, I'm sure he's experienced these stalkers in the airports trying to get him to sign their autographs.
Yep. And speaking of Punk, he even said I think it was October of last year, or even before that, I think late 2024, CM Punk, I think it was on his Instagram or something, or X, he said, we unfortunately have to have this conversation again. Do not turn up at airports. Do not show up at hotels. I cannot believe I have to say this. Do not follow people. You've repeatedly been politely told no, respect it. You are not a fan. You are a stalker and will be treated as such. Respect the boundaries. Stop harassing people. And if you're told several times at that point, you've crossed the line. Like, we love our fans, we do, but you're trying to hound us or stalk us, follow us at the airport, and you have to be told no several times, and you still do it. At that point, you cross the line.
Telling him where he's telling lies.
No. Like, which wrestler in the WWE or any company, like, who doesn't hate people showing up at airports trying to follow them to their flight or wherever they're trying to land or whatnot, or follow them at their hotel room to try and get an autograph, or follow them to their car on the street, or people hounding them for an autograph when they're trying to catch their Uber, their flight. I remember the Raw and MSG March of last year after the show, Io Sky legit almost ran into her. It was shocked. It was like, oh my gosh, Io Sky. But did I follow her and surround her, hound her, like circle around her like a lot of people were shortly after I saw her? Did I do that? Of course I did. Of course I didn't. And I see a lot of people circling around her, and her Uber's right there on the curb sidewalk to pick her up, probably most likely trying to catch her flight, because I think they flew to the UK after that Raw and MSG in March of 2025 last year. And I'm saying to myself, guys, Io looks tired, and she looked tired. I'm like, guys, I know Io Sky loves her fans. I know you love Io Sky, but Io's trying to catch her flight here. Come on. Like, if I'm going to meet Io Sky, it's going to be a proper way at a meet and greet, not near a Uber trying to pick her up to catch her flight on time. That's never the place. Just a lot of creepos these days, man. Even some fans even send gifts to wrestlers' home or stalks people at their homes. It's crazy.
This is not healthy. It's just not healthy.
I think it happened to Roxanne Perez even last year. Some stalker was going to kill her or something.
Yeah.
Was going to track her down to her house or something. Just beyond sicko-like behavior.
God.
Happened to Liv Morgan. Even Rhea Ripley. Remember she won the Rumble 3 years ago, and at the airport, people constantly came circling Rhea. They kept coming, and Rhea looked tired. And Rhea even said they just keep on coming when she's signing autographs at the airport. It's just crazy. Like if you're like, there's a reason why there's meet and greets, why there's Fanatics Fest, why there's WWE World. Oh, but it costs money. You save your money for that. There's a reason why you save your money for that. Airports are not meet and greets. Stop following wrestlers at the fucking airport or at the hotel.
Meet and greets exist for a reason.
If you show up at an airport just to follow a wrestler to get an autograph, or any celebrity for an autograph, at that point, if I was in the celebrities or wrestlers' shoes, I would tell them no too. If they try and follow me for an autograph at an airport or a hotel, I would say no too. I'd be nasty with them and tell them no. At that point, they have every right to be nasty. Those people tell them, nope, I'm not signing shit. Nope. Oh, we gotta go to autograph. Nope. And then they talk shit about these wrestlers. I mean, you're not real fans. So you talk shit.
They're
Yeah.
stalkers. They're not
Yes.
fans. They're stalkers.
Even the Rey Mysterio when he was unmasked, like, they don't let us do shit like this. I'm just signing for you guys to make money. And Rey knew what they were trying to do, and he said no. Good.
And he was unmasked. He wasn't even wearing the mask. These people.
Crazy.
It's
So
just insane.
entitled. So entitled. It won't be the last time, but it's like
Yeah, there's a good reason why these wrestlers are assholes. Because this is what happens to them.
And then you get some people, oh, Liv Morgan is mean. Oh, Stephanie Vaquer is a bitch. Oh, Rhea is mean. Oh, CM Punk is mean. Oh, Kevin Owens is an asshole. Or, oh, but Femi's an asshole. It's just insane, dude.
Do they not look at the mirror?
It's like, oh, Uncle Femi wouldn't sign an autograph. He's a prick.
No, the real pricks are you people. The real big people are you. Fans. More like stalkers.
Yeah. They're not fans at all. They just want to make an easy, quick buck because they can't go because they don't want to get a real job. They just want handouts, freebies. That's all they want. It's like these wrestlers are all human beings at the end of the day. All these wrestlers are human beings like all of us. They're trying to do their job, and you need to respect the wrestlers' boundaries. Just leave them the fuck alone. They're trying to do their job. And when you don't respect their boundaries and privacy, and you cross the line, the wrestlers have every right to fucking embarrass you, make you look like an idiot. And I don't feel sorry for those people that try and stalk these wrestlers because they deserve to be humiliated by these wrestlers. They deserve it. Unbelievable. I just thought I'd get that out there because it was in the news and it's like, it was crazy. And it's been happening recently. Not the first time with Femi either.
It's just awful.
There's a reason why there's meet and greets. That is that, like, you go to a meet and greet, all the autographs signed, all there you want. But all airports, hotels is never the place to do that. And that concludes episode 20 of Forbidden Podcast, by the way. Man, oh man, a lot to talk about. A lot of rants had to get off my chest, especially the Pat McAfee shit. I am not holding my breath for SmackDown tonight with Pat McAfee. In a perfect world, you know what I would do? Randy Orton RKO Pat McAfee and punch him. That's what if it was a perfect world. But I'm not holding my breath with SmackDown with that tonight, but we'll see. But next week, episode 21, it'll not be Friday next week. It will be Thursday next week in 6 days, April the 16th. That'll be like a WrestleMania, a strictly WrestleMania 42 Night 1, Night 2 preview and predictions. I will be on there. Adam Carl will be on there as well. I may get more than 2 people, reaching out to some people on that. We'll see. I haven't got any responses from others yet, but we'll see what happens. Anything happens, I'll let you know. But next week, episode 21 is WrestleMania 42 preview and predictions. That should be a big one as we head next week into WrestleMania weekend. Should be a big talking point there. But I appreciate you guys showing up here. You guys are the best. And I love every single one of you. And make sure you hit the like on the video, by the way. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to FioriousNation. Should be greatly appreciated, and it helps a lot in the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you do that as well. Turn on that bell for all notifications once you do subscribe to FioriousNation. Also would be greatly appreciated and stuff like that. And go follow me bottom and as you see in the bottom left-hand screen, follow me on X at FioriNick579, Adam Carl at AdamCarl2005, Instagram Nicholas Fiore 2014, Nicholas Fiore period 31 over on Facebook, FioriousNation at TikTok as well. Adam Carl, any other words before we get the hell out of here, before we get ready for these people next week for WrestleMania 42 preview and predictions next week, as we head next week into WrestleMania week?
Up to 20 episodes. It's insane.
Yes.
Here's to the 2,000 more.
Yes.
So
it's 20 more.
yeah. So yeah. So it's been amazing doing this show. Yeah, we're looking forward to next week, and I hope everybody's having a great day, and they're taking care of themselves very well.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed this episode as well.
Yes, and episode 21, I have to remind again, is not next Friday. It will be on next Thursday. This week was just...
It will be this Thursday.
Yes.
April 16th.
It won't be Friday for the week like this week. Next week it goes back to Thursday. Yesterday, Adam Carl couldn't make yesterday, so hence the reason for this today on Friday. But next week, it'll be normal, back to normal next Thursday. So just pointing that out there. And also, looking forward to a big day tomorrow, as my mother is getting married tomorrow. Thought I'd say that, and I am best man at the wedding. So I'm very nervous yet excited for that. Should be a big day and weekend tomorrow for this upcoming weekend starting tomorrow. So I'm very excited and happy and looking forward to that. So I appreciate every one of you once again. You guys are awesome. You guys have a good rest of your Friday today. Enjoying this beautiful weather. It's sunny out where I am. Beautiful weather out. Gorgeous out. And you have a good rest of your Friday, guys, and have a good weekend this weekend, the weekend before WrestleMania. Adam, Carl, and I, at least, may try and get other people on here for, like, maybe try a WrestleMania roundtable next Thursday. But at least Adam, Carl, and I will see you next week, episode 21 next Thursday, for WrestleMania 42 preview and predictions for Night 1 and Night 2 WrestleMania 42. Have a good rest of your Friday, guys. And we will see you next Thursday for episode 21 for Ben Podcast, talking about WrestleMania 42, giving our preview and predictions. See you guys next Thursday. Peace.